Team, stand by for live.
5,
4,
3, 2,
1. Action. Cue montage.
The royalty and the fanfare. The majestic Mysuru Palace and the Dussehra festivities. Mysuru is the place where architectural brilliance meet history and deep faith. The world-famous Chamundeshwari temple atop the Chamundi Hills, where goddess Chamundi or Durga resides. She is the presiding deity of Mysuru and the slayer of Mahishasura, the buffalo-headed monster. The city also has an interesting connection to people's taste buds with the sizzling hot Mysore Bonda and the staple sweet of the south, the Mysore Pak, also drawing its lineage as culinary inventions of Mysuru royalty chefs. The city now has found its appetite for golf, with the second edition of the Mysuru Open Golf hosted at the serene Jayachamaraja Wadiyar Golf Club. Delhi golfer Arjun Prasad also carded a 64 to move into sole third place at a total of 18 under 192 on another overcast day. Jamal Hussain of Bangladesh posted a 64 despite missing crucial putts to continue in second place for the third straight day as his total read 19 under 191. Yuvraj Sandhu dominated the proceedings on day 3 with a phenomenal 8 under 62, highlighted by 2 eagles to extend his lead to 3 shots at the 1 crore Mysuru Open 2025. A confident-looking Yuvraj, the leader from round 1 onwards, moved his total to an imposing 22 under 188. All eyes will now be on Yuvraj today to witness a possible third title of the season. Meanwhile, Friday morning started with the unfurling of the national flag as PGTI joins everyone in celebrating India's 79th Independence Day.
Welcome to the day 4, the final day of the Mysuru Open 2025, being played at the and hosted by the Jayachamaraja Wadiyar Golf Club in Mysore. As you can see, there are some shots, aerial shots of a golf course that is divided between the inside portion of the Mysore Turf Club and the outsides. Very balmy day by the looks of it in Mysuru today. 23 degrees is the high, expected of 27 degrees, and still cloudy. It's as it has been from day 1. In fact, leading into the tournament, it was quite rainy, and which has sort of kept the green speed is also down, but it has gradually picked up since there's been no rain since the event began. And we will shortly join the action in which overnight leader Yuvraj Sandhu is literally running away with the event. As you can see, 22 under for the moment. He's picking up shot. This was at the start of the day, and the picture is already very different. This event, of course, is the second edition of the Mysuru Open. It's on this par 70, 6,217-yard course. The tournament being supported by the host venue and associate partners Cycle Pure Agarbatti, Rishi FIBC Solutions Private Limited, and Green Pro Ventures. Of course, the PGTO tour partners Victorious Choice, IndusInd Bank, Amritanjan Electrolux, Electro Plus, Rolex, and Amul. Ashwin, alongside me is Ashwin Krishnan, and joining us in a while will be Agrima Mandral, a member of the Women's Pro Golf Tour, bringing her thoughts and expertise to the day's proceedings. And Ashwin, by the looks of it, Yuvraj has set the pace on what is actually he's making full use of the fact that this is being played on a race course, and he's running away with it like a thoroughbred.
Morning, sir. For sure, it's an outstanding performance of pressure play by Yuvraj Sandhu. He is many people with a three-stroke lead will be a little would many people would have been a little tentative and wanted to safeguard their interest before they go for. Usually, it's the backhand where people go for a kill, but Yuvraj Sandhu is attacked from the word go, and his 4 birdies in 7 holes are a testimony to that. And there we go. He's 26 under with a 7-stroke lead now with 11 holes to play. A 7-stroke lead is as good as the curtains for most other people, unless somebody plays out of their skin and Yuvraj stops his rampage. This is pretty much the writing's pretty much on the wall.
And some fabulous approach play on screen in front of you. This is Manu Gandas with his up next. Another very cool, cloudy day in Mysuru. A wind not as prominent today by the looks of it, but then it's shifting. It keeps picking up and dropping off. And Manu taking his time over this. It's the chasing field now. No, the task is very clearly cut out. Yuvraj Sandhu has already picked up 4 shots this morning. Arjun Prasad is in pursuit, but he is already 6 strokes in arrears. So, I beg your pardon, 7 strokes behind. So that is a huge task, and it's essentially turning out to be a battle, Ashwin, for the minor placings on the podium.
Very true, sir. Arjun Prasad, of course, is his aim is probably, I'm sure somewhere back of his mind, he's a competitive professional golfer. He will want to catch up with Yuvraj and win the title, but presently, I'm sure he's more concerned about ensuring the second place is his. We've got 4 golfers tied for the 3rd position: Viraj Madappa, Pukhraj Singh Gill, Karandeep Kochar, and Jamal Hussain. It's a little unfortunate to see Jamal Hussain slip down the leaderboard. He was placed 2nd last night, overnight, with a 3-stroke lead separating him from the leader Yuvraj Sandhu. But Hussain's unfortunate double bogey on the 3rd hole changed the equation for him. He did cover up with a birdie on the 5th, but thereafter a sea of pars has ensured that presently he has to settle for the tied 3rd place with 11 holes to play.
Sri Lankan Thangaraja on his putt. Just keeping it a little on the low side. Green speeds are slightly better today, as we've seen there's been a gradual progression. The speeds have improved, and today it's at 9.4 on the stimp. And let me just give you the final few groupings. The group in front of you on camera is Thangaraja, of course, Manu Gandas, and Pranav Mardikar. Immediately behind them are Viraj Madappa, Pukhraj Singh Gill, and Marimuthu R. The penultimate group is comprised of Rashid Khan, Michel Ortolani, and Karandeep Kochar, and our lead group being Arjun Prasad, Jamal Hussain, and Yuvraj Sandhu. That will help us all keep track of what's happening. And like Ashwin said, right now it's a catch Yuvraj if you can scenario at the Jayachamaraja Wadiyar Golf Club.
What has always intrigued me is the choice of color of t-shirts that players have on the final day. Need to talk to them at some stage and find out why they pick a certain color. Is it luck or is it just random?
Pink was the theme yesterday. We had a good number of players wearing pink. At least four, if not five, wearing pink yesterday. Today it's gone towards a combination of blue and purple. Mardigal looking to cash in on that excellent approach shot. He stuck the ball to within about a couple of feet of the flag. And like we were told by Agrima yesterday, greens at this venue tend to be a little grainy. So no one's really taking any chances. They want to make sure that the ball they putt firmly, because the ball can tend to break even with the odd blade of grass sticking up here and there. And we saw quite often yesterday. And Pranav making no mistake there. Cleans up. And the chase for the field behind Yuvraj Sandhu continues. Well ahead now. After 7 holes, he's done 26 under, having picked up 4 shots for the day. Arjun Prasad, as always, has had a great season. 7 top 10 finishes, with twice been a runner-up, and yet to win on the extremely talented young man from Delhi. And everyone you speak to always says that his time is coming, but he will be very keen to convert this excellent run of form, particularly in this season that he has found this season, into putting that W against his name, which is long overdue. Viraj Madhapa now on your screen, lining up to tee off from hole number 10. Viraj came close to reaching the green with his drives more than once yesterday. A long hitter. Had a couple of years out from the game for injury. Came back in winning fashion his very first event, the Players' Championship at the DLF Golf and Country Club in Gurgaon, making a winning return to the tour.
Cloudy skies still, but excellent weather for golf. Misses that to the left in the thick rough. The rangefinder, a facility golfers of maybe 15-20 years ago didn't have. But these technical advancements in sport certainly made for improvement. Crisp swing there, sends the ball soaring, and again on the rough to the edge of the fairway.
That was Pukhraj Singh Gill teeing off. Marimuthu are now on screen in front of you. 338 yard par 4, the 10th hole at the JWGC in Mysuru. Efficient swing. Also seems to have gone left. This seems to be either a preferred approach, or if the wind is pushing the ball further than the players anticipate. As you can see, it's picked up again. The ball's whipping around, shirts whipping around, the flags also in motion. Viraj is making some notes. We're into the final day in the final 9 holes. This is the third from last group, just making the turn.
From the variety of golf swings one sees while watching these professionals play, there is no one rule, no one method to the madness. As we were discussing earlier today, I think whatever rocks your boat, as the West Indians say.
I mean, Scotty Scheffler is a perfect example. World number 1. You can't call his drive copybook by any means. His lead foot seems to be in motion more than the club, but the results are there. He's had a phenomenal season, 2 majors, and always in contention. just off the pace at the recent St. Jude Championship. And here we are with some more bird's eye views of the course. I think that gives you a very good idea of what we've been talking about. A good portion of the 18 holes within the racetrack at the Mysore Turf Club, and the remaining in the parkland area that surrounds the track on the outside. Great views, our drone pilots in action, giving a good idea of the layout.
Speaking of unconventional swings, back home, Jeev Milkha Singh had a very, very unconventional swing, but look at the success he achieved.
Absolute legend of the sport. And this is the group of Arjun Sharma, Om Prakash Chauhan, and Anshul Kapthial. Anshul Kapthial, another young rising talent on the PGTI, and among one of a fairly large group of youngsters, 25 and under, who are coming through, led probably by Arjun Prasad, who's, like I said earlier, has had a wonderful season. 10 starts, 7 top 10 finishes, 2 runners up. You can't ask for more than that. What he is dying to do, I'm sure, of course, Ashwin, has put that W against his name at some point in time. And this man has more than one W against his name. Om Prakash Chauhan topped the order of PGTI's Order of Merit 2 years ago, and benefited from the PGTI's understanding with the DP World Tour, the European Tour. Spent all of last year in Europe, which he says was a wonderful learning experience. Going for the high approach. The pins largely tucked away in the corners today. Small greens, as Agrima mentioned to you yesterday. She's played this course more than once, so she knows a lot more about it than we do from a player's point of view. Small greens and with very, very pins very close to the edges, barring one or two. OP going for a high flop shot and managing to stop the ball fairly close to the flag. That should be a very makeable putt for a man of his caliber and abilities.
The thing with the pin that's tucked away close to the fringe is the amount of backspin you can get with your chip shot.
Kapthial opting for a slightly more chopped down approach on the ball, and actually with better effect than OP did just before him. This young man plays most of his golf at the IPTA in Dholapur in Delhi. Has had a good share of top 10 and top 15 finishes in his young career. As we wait for Thanga to clean up. He was the first on the dance floor. That is Arjun Sharma. Beg your pardon on that one. Cloudy skies. He certainly did scare the hole on that one. Longest putt of the three. Arjun from the left fringe of the green. And going by his reaction, it didn't miss by very much. So this three ball is of Arjun Sharma, Om Prakash Chauhan, and Anshul Kapthial. Around a racetrack, led by a shot after day one, led by a shot after day two, led by three after the third day, and has made a flying start. He's come flying out of the gates to carry this analogy of racing a little further, horse racing. He's actually come flying out of the gates today and has quickly opened up a gap. Presently 26 under, and his closest pursuer, Arjun Prasad, has 19, 7 shots behind.
Speaking of Arjun Prasad, Arjun is on the brink of a record. He has got 199 birdies this season. He's just one short of reaching that coveted 200 mark. He's leading the birdie list, of course. And the irony is, most of his birdies have come in the third round. He's got 57 of them in the third round. So, well, and he's got two today. So he started the day at 197. What's your take on that, sir?
Well, interesting. I mean, it shows in his results, like I was mentioning a little while ago. From 10 starts before this one, if the young man has 7 top 10 finishes, he certainly must be doing a lot of things right, Ashwin. And I think the stats that you've just shared with us just bears that out. And like I said, he's been in contention very often. Arjun Sharma was disappointed with the outcome of that one. He knew he should have had. He feels that he could have made a better job of it. He was the first onto the green, in fact. Rashid Khan on your screen now. Just teed off, didn't look very happy with the result of his drive.
It's excellent to see international golfers come and compete on the PGTI circuit. It goes to show the growing popularity of the circuit itself. And very soon it will be at par with the Asian Tour.
This group, of course, comprising of Rashid Khan, who you saw drive a little while ago, Michel Ortolani of Italy, climbed up late into contention yesterday on moving day. And the third member of this group, of course, Karandeep Kochar, plays part of his golf on the Asian Tour. Karan, another long hitter. He will also look to get as close to that green as possible with his drive. He seems to be hitting into a bit of a headwind. It's a long swing, crisp finish.
Karandeep was one of the golfers, one of the three who started with a dropped shot today, started with a bogey. But he is more than made up for it with 2 birdies. Now, as he heads into the remainder of the round, he will want to nudge ahead of that 18 under and move closer to the second position and maybe ahead of that and make the second position his own. The entire fight right now, from where we are, with Yuvraj Sandhu leading the field by 7 strokes, is the fight is now slowly and steadily only for the second spot, unless someone plays out of his skin or Yuvraj falters. So Karandeep Kochar finishes his front 9 with a birdie. I've been corrected by my fellow commentator and professional golfer. He is now playing to 2 under today, which has propelled him to the tied second position along with Pukraj Singh Gill at 19 under, as well as Arjun Prasad. 3 people tied for the second place. It's getting very competitive here. What's your take on this? With the 7-stroke lead, what do you think? Of course, the people in second place will have to attack, but what do you think Yuvraj Sandhu's game plan will be in the back nine?
From the looks of it, he does not look like he's going to slow down or play more defensive. I feel like he'll play the same way. He'll be attacking, he'll go for every flag and make the most birdies as he can. He's been playing some phenomenal golf this week. And as you can see, even yesterday, the way he was playing in the back nine, the way he started, uh, it didn't look like anything would like slow him down. So I feel like he'll approach it the same way.
You being a professional golfer yourself, how would you approach this? What would you do? Would you play it safe?
Um, Not really. I mean, he has a nice 7 shot lead right now, heading into the back nine, and his stats in the back nine have been pretty decent all 3 days. So clearly, he's very comfortable playing this course. He feels like he can attack most of the flags, and again, you can see in the score he's made a lot of birdies, more birdies in the back nine compared to the front nine. So clearly, I personally don't think the 7 shot lead or him being in the lead would stop him from playing as offensive as possible.
As we speak, 19 under is the order of the day. Of course, excluding the leader who's at 26 under, and 18 under has slipped to the tied sixth place. I mean, look at the quality of golf on display here. There are three golfers tied sixth at 18 under: Hanibai Soya, Manu Gandas, and Jamal Hussain, who occupied the sole second position yesterday. And now there are four golfers tied at 19 under at second place.
What's crazier to think, sir, is the winning score last year went at 23 under, and Yuvraj Singh was already 24 under in his round yesterday, but he fumbled a little in the last 3 holes. Other than that, I mean, you can just see how much golf in India has been growing, and it's just getting better with every year.
What would you attribute that to the difference in, like, for instance, you said 23 under was the winning score last year, and 24 under was where Yuvraj was sitting this year. So, what is the difference in? Is it the difference in the course, playing conditions, or is in the style of play?
I think the field makes the most difference. If people around you are playing good, you feel more motivated to play better. And as you can see, so many people tied for second, and 1 shot or 2 shots difference between top 10 and second place. So clearly, a lot of people have been playing some really good golf, and I think that is just pushing all the players to play better. And they know that, if they don't play better, they won't be able to survive, because the golf in PGTI has gotten better over the years, and the scores are going lower, the cuts are going lower, and that's just very inspirational to see what they've managed to achieve in the last 2 3 years.
One thing I've noticed, maybe I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. All these chip shots, because as you had mentioned, the pins are tucked away closer to the fringe of the green. These chip shots don't seem to have too much of backspin on them. Is it because the players aren't imparting that backspin, or is it because it's not happening?
I think it's not happening. Plus, from the looks of it, it looks like they're hitting into an upslope, and I'm assuming that they want to be short of the flag because it's easier to hit an uphill putt through the grain. They can add more speed to it, so the grain won't affect the line as much. And I think they're all playing very strategically on this hole. And it's a short par four. You would feel a little disappointed if you don't walk away with a birdie. So I think they're doing a pretty good job with that.
Repairing greens, key element to putting. Every grain, as you had mentioned yesterday, makes a difference, and you can take nothing for granted. As we've noticed in the Mysuru Open 2025, even the shortest of putts, something as small as 3 feet or less, becomes a challenge if you don't read the greens well. And the greens are playing true, and now they were playing to 9.2 in the stamp meter yesterday. They're playing to 9.4 today. So it's not going to get easier.
Great attempt by Rashid Khan right there. Just narrow miss, and I don't think he'll be happy with the par, but pars are your friends. Uh, Michelle Ortolani seems a little confused about the line. As we saw earlier, he was disagreeing with the line that his caddy saw. Mm,
Lining up the ball. It's one of those uncomfortable 4-footers. And it lips out again. This is exactly what we were talking about.
It's so confusing to read these lines and to trust some lines sometimes, that these kind of things are bound to happen. Arjun Prasad uh, with his tee shot on the 10th, making the turn.
One interesting stat about Yuvraj Sandhu is he's tied at 11th place with 8 wins in his PGTI career with Manu Gandas. A win here will propel him into the top 10 of all-time PGTI Tour winners. As you can see, he turned pro in 2018. That's Jamal Hussain, who's not had a great start to the day. That double bogey really put him back. And now he is sitting at tied 6th at 18 under. It's getting harder with every passing hole. If he has any aspirations of catching up with the leader and overtaking him, it has to be done now.
Yeah, definitely. He needs to. He's not made as many birdies today. Only one birdie so far in the front 9, and he's dropped some places because of that.
Jamal Hussain, as a professional golfer, the question is to you, because Jamal Hussain doesn't have a traditional swing like, say, a Jyoti Randhawa, right? Or an Arjun Atwal, sorry, he was known for his swing. His swing is more like your Asghar Ali's and Rafiq Ali's and even maybe Firoz Ali. What's your take on this?
I believe that one swing does not fit all, and when something is working for you, it's better to go with that instead of trying to.
साइकिल अगरबत्ती पूरी जलने की क्वालिटी, पूरी प्रातः डिलीवरी की गारंटी।
साइकिल बोले तो क्वालिटी।
पढ़ता है, खेलता है, झूलता उछलता है, दौड़ता कभी कभी दौड़ कराता है, आगे आगे बढ़ता है इंडिया, अमूल दूध पीता है इंडिया।
does not fit all. We're all built different, we're all different heights, we have different abilities to do certain things. And if that swing's working for him, I feel like that's the best swing for him. You don't really need a picturesque swing, as we can see Scotty, if we need to use as an example. He has a very unique swing, and it works for him. So whatever floats your boat is the best way out for you.
In the Caribbean, they say whatever rocks your boat. So, what's your advice to a youngster who's taking up golf? Would you suggest that they follow a fixed pattern in terms of the swing, because they have to learn something in the beginning?
Yes, I mean, learning the fundamentals is key to playing great golf eventually. Um, just being sure that you're very well aware of what the fundamentals are and practicing it is more important than having a picturesque swing. If a non picturesque swing is giving you the impact positions that you need, is helping you achieve the contact that you need, then that is more important than anything else.
As long as you can repeat the swing, I guess.
Absolutely. Pukrat Singh Gill on a downhill left to righter from the looks of it.
Meanwhile, Arjun Prasad has carded his third birdie of the day in the closing hole of the front nine, is now occupying the sole second position. But Yuvraj Sandhu is sitting at 27 under, maintaining a 7-stroke lead. He's not letting up.
Great birdie by Pukrat Singh Gill right there. That jumps him with Arjun Prasad at tied for second at 20 under. As you can see, greatly executed by Pukrat Singh Gill, that birdie putt.
Pukhraj from Ludhiana, the Imperial Golf Club in Ludhiana. Since seventh year as a pro, has had one top 10 finish this year. Agrima at the Kalans Open and Kutub Golf Club in Delhi. He finished fifth. Has had a fairly mixed season otherwise. Missed 3 cuts in his 11 starts. But at the moment, as we keep seeing with the flags thrashing around on top of the pole, even the poles are moving now. The wind definitely looks to have picked up since we joined the action.
Definitely. It's not getting not getting easier out there. Um, a big challenge for the players, and I think they're battling it perfectly.
So, in a situation like this, what would you? Is it risky to play high balls, particularly on the shorter approach shots? Would you prefer to keep the ball low, or still keep it high and give more spin to the ball? That was a good example of exactly what we're talking about. Ball stopping dead on landing.
I think he didn't manage to pitch it where he wanted it to. Looks like he left it a little
Little
short.
short. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
he was also the wind seems to have played a role in checking the ball because he was playing into the wind
absolutely.
and Arjun leaving his ball just a little shy. Jamal, as of course, as Ashwin was mentioning earlier, Jamal, the big loser this morning, really, other than Michel Ortolani. Michel Ortolani has dropped 4 shots in his opening 9 holes. He was very much part of the top group, the top 5 overnight, and he's fallen away well below the 15, or even under 15. On a fairly bunched up leaderboard behind this man on your screen, he's been literally the pace setter. Even again, like I keep going back to the analogy of racing, Agrima, this is being played inside a race course. So in racing, you have different sorts of races. And golf, professional golf, tends to resemble what's called long distance run races, or what are called the stayers races. And Yuvraj truly proving to be a stayer. And unlike in horse races where they have a pace setter and the winner generally tends to come from behind, Yuvraj has been a front runner from day one, led by one shot overnight on day one, led by one after day two, led by three. On this is exactly why, Agrima,
He's
I'm sure
just
you'll
setting
agree.
the tone. He's just showing his authority right here.
Exactly. I mean, like I said,
Another birdie. So he birdied the last hole. With this birdie, it'll increase his lead to 8 shots.
he did make the turn in 5 under. This sets up very nicely for a sixth birdie of the day. Loves to run from the front. I think by the looks of it, is very comfortable setting the pace for the rest of the field, and he literally is just running away with this. How often do
Absolutely.
you see such a dominant performance on the circuit?
Not not very often actually. It's so tough. But if like he's having a week to remember honestly right now. I mean, yesterday was a phenomenal round. Unfortunate bogeys in the back nine. Today he's just redeeming all the bogeys that he made
I mean,
in the back nine.
absolutely laser focused by what we are seeing in front of you. I mean, it's not that the rest of the field is playing badly. The ones who are closest to him are 20 under. Currently shared a two-way tie between Pukhraj Singh Gill and Arjun Prasad. Both are 20 under. But Yuvraj is playing at a different level by the looks of it.
He's just playing some great golf this week. And nothing seems to be slowing him down. He just looks like a man on a mission. And
Absolutely. Started the year with back-to-back wins in Kolkata and Ahmedabad. In fact, one of only two players this season to have won twice, Angad Chima being the other. And he really has, he's been talking about this time he spent away from the game in the last 2.5 months, Agrima, and he's made the point that he's worked very hard. And Arjun Prasad lines up his part. Currently in second place, staying too high, that ball not breaking as much as he anticipated. He was looking for some amount of turn from turning into, but it didn't happen. Just ball rolled straight through.
that's one of the tricky points of playing on grainy greens. If the pace is a little too strong or if the pace is a little too less, the ball could break less or more.
Yeah, we saw it happen in front of us yesterday twice.
Exactly.
In the space of about 4 feet, ball broke left on with one putt and broke right with the other one. So yeah, very good example of what you've been talking about.
And I feel like these guys have been doing a great job trying to figure out the line, because it's not easy committing to a line that you can't see and giving it the pace that you need to.
Yeah, despite which we have a lead score of what
28 under.
28 under today, as things stand from our leader Yuvraj Sandhu, 28-year-old man, 28-year-old from Chandigarh. Oh, you could actually see that ball wobbling as it rolled towards the cup. Jamal will feel a little less pressure now. He's the one who had a lot at stake. He was second behind Yuvraj on day one, second behind Sandhu on day two, second behind Sandhu on day three, and just has fallen off the pace because there's been a lot of movement behind the leader. Yuvraj Sandhu, of course, running away with this event. He has made the turn 5 shots under par, picked up a shot immediately after that, and looks to have picked up one more here. Pukhraj Singh Gill, Arjun Prasad currently in second. Arjun here cleaning up with his.
I feel like it would have been very relieving for Jamal Hussain to have sunk that birdie putt, considering he's not having the best of days today, and definitely something he needed.
When that happens, does that sort of force you into playing a little more conservative golf for a while to get your bearings back if you drop an early shot?
It depends. I feel like once you sink one putt, you just sort of get the feel back and you get the confidence back. It is a little dejecting to see to start off with a double in the first three holes, especially when you're chasing someone on the last day of a tournament. Um, but I'm sure he must be relieved with that birdie putt, and hopefully he can make some more in the coming holes.
But if that was a birdie, that should have brought him back to level par for the day at best, because he had picked up, after the double bogey, he picked up one shot and then parred the rest of the way till the turn.
That jumps him to tied fourth at 19 under. Kandeep Kocher does not seem pleased.
Extremely unhappy with himself. He thought he had that covered.
That I think that broke a lot more than he expected it to.
Another young man who had very promising few years in the middle, but this season has not really been at his best, and he's pretty mad at himself, given himself a good talking to when he saw that putt just kind of break at the very last minute and away from the hole. And he is another man who's not had the best of days. He was very close to the leader, reasonably close, 5 shots behind when they started the day, and he's just completely fallen off the pace. He's dropped 4 shots on the front nine, and such a low scoring.
I'm sorry, sir. My mistake.
पर हम भी जिद्दी है।
मुश्किल खड़ी है, खोले सीना, सामने एक चट्टान है, मेरी जिद का बोले पसीना, चट्टानों के अंदर आसमान है, जिद क्या पावाली, जिद क्या पावाली, जिद क्या पावाली, जिद।
What a great shot! But he looks tired. And that's a drinks break.
But what's the plus sign for?
अमृतांजन इलेक्ट्रो प्लस। जब लगे थकान वाली प्यास, जरूरी है सेल लेवल हाइड्रेशन। इसके इलेक्ट्रोलाइट्स आपके सेल्स को रिहाइड्रेट करें, एनर्जी लौटाएं, थकान वाली प्यास मिटाएं।
जब आपको भी लगे थकान वाली प्यास, अमृतांजन इलेक्ट्रो प्लस, थकान वाली प्यास के लिए।
Great putt right there by
Thanga, vastly experienced Sri Lankan, has been a winner already this season. Always smiling. All of the Sri Lankans, if you meet them, whenever you see them, they always have a smile on the face. Very happy people, and of course, the most jolly of them recently retired. He retired as a professional. Mithun Pereira retiring at the end of last season. There were times the quality of his Hindi would surprise me. I mean, I think he does speak better Hindi than I do.
wow.
He's played so much of his golf in India as a junior and as an amateur, as a professional. Absolutely fluent in the language, and a lovely guy. His father, of course, a legend of Sri Lankan golf, Nandasena Pereira. Manu Gandas here. This is the fourth from last group on this final day of the second Mysuru Open. This was a fairly confident-looking strike, but
Needed a little more pace.
yeah, just didn't have enough legs on it. And I think again that point you keep making about the graininess of the greens, just defeating Manu's attempt there. But despite all of that, if you still have a lead score of 28 under, and the closest pursuers are 20 under, and the next group 19 under. I mean, it shows that it's not that difficult. I mean, you can get low scores.
Yes, and just now Pukhraj Singh Gill birdied the 11th hole, the 12th hole,
In fact, he's got
12th and 11th, and
two in a
he's
row. That's right.
yeah, and he's jumped to solo ninth at 21 under. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. When one player plays exceptionally good, the others feel like they can catch up to him, and in the pursuit of that, they start playing better. And you can see that in the scores today.
It's a good point, and because he and in fact Yuvraj are matching each other in terms of shots picked up through the day. Pukhraj has had two birdies and an eagle on the front nine, made the turn with the par and two consecutive birdies as we just heard. And at the top, it's been Yuvraj setting the pace with five birdies on the front nine, and he's picked up a shot immediately after the turn. So 28 under is your lead score, and his closest pursuer to Yuvraj Sandhu is Pukhraj Singh Gill, the Ludhiana golfer, on 21 under. Arjun Prasad, early setback, bogeying his opening hole, but three shots thereafter before the turn helped him level his round somewhat. And he is currently in sole third place. Hani Basoya making a late run, sharing fourth place with Viraj Madappa and Karandeep Kocha. Manu Gandas tied seventh, along with Jamal Hussain, who was overnight tied second. Shaurya Bhattacharya, Amardeep Malik of the Noida Golf Course, Anshul Kaptial, Thangaraja, Pranav Mardikar, all in a share of ninth place. So it's essentially a race to take second and third place, Agrima, because the sort of pace Yuvraj is setting up front is so hot that it's just basically
He's just running away with it.
who's going to finish second, third, and fourth in that order. And in that race itself that race is tight. There's just two shots separating the next 13 players behind the leader.
And we saw yesterday how so many people went low. A great shot by Jamal Hussain right there, fighting his way through the round.
Tremendous control, Agrima. He's put so much spin on that ball, and this is what we want to see, and what we would love to see. These professionals, all of y'all, who this wonderful ball control, and that was what must have been in excess of 100 yards, and he actually landed the ball on a pin and kept it there. Arjun Prasad is up next on this 11th hole. That ball seemingly has gone astray. No one's quite sure where even still searching for where it landed. And here's our leader on the screen in front of you now, Yuvraj Sandhu. On the fairway, but at the very edge. A lazy looking swing, looks to have
Seems to
overshot
be
the pin.
yes,
This
seems
one
to be
just went past. Let's see.
he was trying to control it but didn't manage to. I think it could also be the wind factor, that the wind just taking it into the different direction. But
I mean, just shows up, I think puts the quality of Jamal's approach in perspective at how beautifully he struck the ball and the degree of control he had, that he landed it and virtually stopped it dead as it fell.
Shell Ortolani seems to have not hit where he wanted it to. Does not look very pleased with that.
Rashid Khan also looking a little peeved with himself. He's not too happy with the way things are going. Started with a double bogey, and though he has picked up 2 shots thereafter, he's again, because just the pace up front has been so hot that keeping touch with the leaders has been a hard task just by itself. Yuvraj Sandhu, of course, leading the bay with 28 under after 10 completed holes. Pukhraj Singhil, the Ludhiana golfer, making a late run today, climbing all the way up into sole second place on 21 under, 7 shots behind the leader after 12 completed holes. Arjun Prasad, 20 under. Hani Vasoya and Viraj Madhapa tied for fourth.
Yuvraj Sandhu's approach is commendable, despite enjoying, of course, it was a 3-stroke lead, but then by the time 2 or 3 holes had passed, his lead had increased, but he continues to attack. He has 6 birdies already in 10 holes, hasn't erred once. And yesterday, he in this back 9, including his 9th hole, he managed to have a result on every hole, in the sense that he didn't have a single par. It was an eagle followed by 5 birdies, and the back 9, 2 bogeys, another birdie, and a bogey.
Both Arjun and Yuvraj leaving the balls a little to the right of the green on this one. Jamal, of course, found the dance floor with his approach, stuck it dead. Both Arjun and Yuvraj coming off the right edge of the green. Probably the wind catching them a little bit off guard. The club face wide open, as you can see. Just look to softly chip it on. Oh my goodness. This, I think, just underlines yet again why he is where he is. Yesterday we saw him do the same. He putted in off the green. Today he's chipped in. Arjun had a similar distance to cover, and he ran past the hole. Jamal thought he had this one sewn up because his approach was such a beautiful one. But I think Yuvraj has trumped him yet again.
I think, sir, Yuvraj is no longer on a racehorse. He's a Lamborghini. He's zipping past everything, and it's heart goes out to Jamal Hussain, who had every chance to try to stage a comeback and upstage Yuvraj, but right now with a 9-stroke difference between the two, it looks next to impossible.
In fact, he's actually struggling to get back into the top 3 because such has been the scoring all around him that just that one double bogey has really proved to be very, very costly. Oh my goodness.
That sums up Jamal's
So
tale.
it was such a tentative looking putt, and he knows this is an awful putt. This was so tentative with that one, and he knows, he can see how he's demonstrating with himself. Why did I not finish that? He just kind of left, half putted it. And these are the chances that come your way, and you have to make the most of them. Otherwise, it's like we have mentioned, the pace has been so hot. The ball breaking at the very last, literally a centimeter from the edge of the cup, just broke away to the right. Had he been a little more convincing with that putt, I'm sure he would have converted. Arjun has just watched that happen in front of him. Doesn't want to repeat. Taking his time over lining up the putt.
Well, he doesn't make a mistake. But these things, as you had mentioned, sir, do play on your mind. When you see your fellow golfer miss a short putt, you want to be doubly sure that you don't follow suit. So it kind of puts a thought in your head that never existed.
Yeah. Gill taking his time over the putt. He has a long putt. Viraj Madhapa putted just before him. Ran past the ran past the cup by a little bit. Gill has been a man on the move today, Ashwin. He is the one who's really matching Yuvraj Sandhu for pace. Yuvraj has picked up now 7 shots, and Gill has a chance to do the same. 6 under in his round so far with an eagle and 4 birdies. He has a chance to pick up 1 more. Young man from Ludhiana, turned pro in 2018, has won top 5 finish this year at the Kalans Open in Delhi. It's a firm strike, but the ball again just not breaking at all. In fact, moving left to right after it crossed the pin. Any amateur, of course, would have been very happy with that result, but these guys are playing for stakes are far, far higher than that. And it's essentially the race between those in 2nd, 3rd, and 4th places to see who finishes closest to our leader. Well, actually, it's good to see, Ashwin, that the PGTI, which is this year brought in this, has relaxed the rules for its players so they can play in shorts. And for a country like ours, largely tropical, and a good part of the season being played in the heat, it makes complete sense to have opted for this. And increasingly, we are seeing a good number of our players coming out and opting away from trousers and playing in golf shorts.
True, sir. It's distinctly uncomfortable when a trouser continues to stick to your ankle or to your calf, and you're focusing more on that than on reading the line or executing a swing. This makes it far more convenient and brings the best out of the golfer.
Of course, our leader, being a little more traditional, you've seen him in trousers through the 4 days. Gill taps in there. Powerfully built young man, strong shoulders, hits the ball a long way. And he will be really keen to put at least, a 2nd or a 3rd place against his name by the time we get to the end of things today. The Chamundi Hills in the background, the tower or loom over this beautiful city of Mysuru, the city of palaces and temples. It's the Mysore Turf Club in front of you where all the action is being played out. 10 holes inside the confines of the racetrack and the remaining in the parkland area around it. I think it just gives you a wonderful idea of exactly what the players are dealing with.
If this was a match play, Yuvraj Sandhu would need to win just 1 more hole and he'd be done with it. It's 7 up with 7 to go. Sandhu's resilience, his determination, his self-belief, everything is at a peak right now. He's only 28 years of age, and golf being the sport it is, it's the sky is the limit for this young man.
And the rewards are there, Ashwin. If you finish at the top of the pile in the order of merit, the standings at the end of the season, it's a lucrative result because you get a year on the European Tour the following year, which currently Veer Alawat is enjoying, and before him it was O.P. Chauhan and Manu Gandas being the first beneficiary of that agreement between the PGTI and
भैया अगरबत्ती देना।
जी। ओह, साइकिल अगरबत्ती, पूरी जलने की क्वालिटी, पूरी प्रातः डिलीवरी की गारंटी।
साइकिल बोले तो क्वालिटी।
पढ़ता है, खेलता है, झूलता उछलता है, दौड़ता कभी कभी दौड़ कर आता है, आगे आगे बढ़ता है इंडिया। अमूल दूध पीता है इंडिया.
A couple of the large water bodies, one large one and a small pond to its right, that are a feature of the course that sits within the racetrack. A very effective idea of what we are looking at over the course of the day. Some spots of rain by the looks of it on the camera. It's largely held off for the day, for all the first 3 days. It rained coming into the lead up of the event itself. But for the first 3 days, we have not had much rain, but seems to be increasing by the minute. Little droplets on our camera. Oh, Arjun Prasad just seeing his chip roll past the pin.
Now, elements like rain will slow the greens down, and of course, also the fairway. So it's the course will definitely play longer. But with a small green, I don't know if it isn't too bad an idea if the green slows down a bit.
But also a measure of the control of these players, that despite the size of the greens, you've not seen too many people, land on the green and go over it. Everyone tended to have landed the ball on the dance floor and checked it there, kept it there. We saw some fabulous approach shots already in this round so far, and the rain starting to really come down now. The first of the umbrellas popping up. The last 7 holes of the tournament to go. I'm sure no one's going to let this come in the way of a finish, unless, of course, the weather turns a little dangerous in terms of lightning. But right at the moment, it's a shower. Hopefully, it's a passing one. Yuvraj Sandhu completely unfazed. 7 shots in the lead. Now on the 12th hole of this final day of the Mysuru Open, the second edition of this 1 crore rupee event, the 13th on the PGTI's post 2025 schedule, and the second event after the summer break. The first one, of course, being the Coal India Open, played last week in Ahmedabad and won by Angad Chima, who is currently second on the PGTI's order of merit. The man in your picture lining up his ball is the leader. 58 lakhs and counting as we stand. He's going to add a substantial 15 lakhs to his kitty for the year from this event. 15% of the total prize money going to the winner. Already seeing the rain seems to have dropped considerably in intensity. So it was obviously a passing shower. The brisk breeze blowing rain clouds away. Yuvraj Sandhu unfazed.
He continues like a bulldozer. And you talked about a shower and golfers hoping that it was a passing shower. I'm sure they feel the same about Yuvraj's birdie shower. But unfortunately, that's not a passing shower. Fortunately for Yuvraj.
It's a downpour, Ashwin. It's a downpour of birdies. He added a few hailstones yesterday in the form of 2 eagles. So, he's really pouring it on, so to say. This is awful. Really, we're taking punning to an extremely low level. And we apologize for that. Both we and Ashwin here sitting here and sharing awful puns, but what to do? Arjun Prasad looking to clean up on the 12th. Fallen off the pace somewhat. Nice tidy finish to the 12th hole, and they move on with the final 6 holes of this year's Mysuru Open to go.
29 under. I'm sure whether he's already achieved it or he's about to achieve it, the lowest ever tournament winning total in the history of the PGTI.
I mean, we have to put it in the context of being relative to par, of course. This is a par 70 course. Many events are played on par 72 courses. But at the same time, you're right, it is a very significant achievement. Very green city. And the Nandi bull, which is such a big feature of the Nandi Hills. One of the horses having a bit of a workout on the sand track that runs parallel to the main racetrack itself, which is behind the rails.
Cameraman cleaning his screen. Droplets from a downpour that has luckily stopped. Another near miss. The ball tends to veer away once it reaches the hole. This is what I've noticed. It's happened 2 or 3 times.
Like our co-commentator Agrima was mentioning, these are very grainy greens, and that tends to happen if your putt is not firm enough. The moment the ball loses momentum, it tends to break one way or the other, deflected by even a couple of blades of grass. It can happen, and we've seen it actually happen very, very frequently, even in this last day and a half that we've been on air.
Looking at Yuvraj Sandhu's score, with the scary thing is it's with 6 holes left to play. He's averaging 7 under a day.
But it's going to be one of the biggest win margins of the season for sure, and probably one of the biggest in recent history of the PGTI. If he does end up winning by what is the current margin is 8 strokes, even if it is a plus 1 or plus minus 1 or 2, either way, it's still a very, very healthy margin and a very healthy total relative to par at the end of it all.
That's an aerial view of this outstanding facility. The race course that Sir mentioned around it.
Well, so it's now 9 strokes to the good, 30 under par. Yuvraj Sandhu to 21 under for Pukhraj Singh Gill, the Ludhiana golfer, doing his best to keep the leader in his sights, but Yuvraj is just pulling away. Arjun Prasad 20 under, sole third position. It's a 3-way tie for fourth between Viraj Madappa, Karandeep Kochar, and Jamal Hussain, who was much closer than this when we began the day. Hani Basoya, Anshul Kapthial, and Thangaraj and Manu Gandas in a tie for 7th place. That's your top 10 at this event, which is supported by the host venue, the Jayachamaraja Wadiyar Golf Club, with the associate partners Cycle Pure Agarbattis, Rishi FIBC Solutions Private Limited, and Green Pro Ventures, and of course the PGTI long-term tour partners, Victorious Choice, which runs a wonderful players' lounge, and of late I think I'm hearing talk of even a caddies lounge put up by them. IndusInd Bank, Amritranjan Electro Plus, Rolex, and Amul. The taste of India.
Nine-stroke lead. It'll be interesting to see what the highest ever winning margin is, in the sense difference between the winner and the runner-up. And this tournament is well on its way to touching that landmark as well. Hole number 14. Pukhraj Singh Gill, all set to essay his next shot. Preferred lies allowed on this course. But records aren't considered records when the preferred lies allowed. So basically, there are several records that won't be counted in this week.
Strongly built Pukhraj on your screens. Man from Ludhiana. Ludhiana, in fact, coming back onto the PGTI's schedule in the form of the next gen second tier events, which the tour has started this year. A series of 20 lakh events for players finishing in the upper reaches of the Q school and in the lower half of the order of merit standings. Much needed initiative that gives many players a chance to at least earn something out of the game that they spend so much of time, effort, money, training, hard work, labor, sweat, going into their game. Little chance to earn something out of it. Long putt converted there. Obviously, this getting out of the way as quickly as possible. Anshul Kaptial making a good fist of that putt. OP Chauhan is up next. Keeping his putt a little too high. It's just not breaking enough.
The wind is still as potent. That flag started fluttering as soon as it was put down, and there behold, another missed putt, this time to the right.
We've seen a good number of these, Ashwin. Just giving the ball, actually giving the cup a haircut as it crosses, literally, so to say, that close. Even a shave, more than a haircut.
Yuvraj Sandhu has managed to card 28 birdies thus far in this event, in this tournament. He's sitting at 30 under with 28 birdies, having aided him along the way, and that excludes 3 eagles as well.
On your screen, Viraj faced an interesting shot. He has a bunker in between, but the flag is pretty close to the edge that he's landing in. And to add to all the fun, he has a following breeze, a tailwind. So there's going to be a fair amount of precision and control with this shot involved, coming out of fairly thick rough.
Will he spin it back? Now, this is something I'm very keen to see, because since the flag is to the edge, we've discussed this earlier, but in this situation, will he pitch it ahead and spin it back, or?
There's the margin between the gap between where the flag is and the edge of the green is so small that he doesn't have much choice in this, really. Because getting too clever at this point might see you end up in the bunker as well. So he has to probably do what you think is the right approach. Is go past the pin and spin the ball back. But let's see. Exactly what we were talking about. If you get too clever and aim for that space between the edge of the green and the flag, you might just end up under hitting, because at the back of the mind, I'm sure he had the fact that he has a tailwind to also cater for, and all of that put together made for a very nasty combination, and Virat just undercooking that approach. It was in the offing. You could see that what he had. And what you suggested, I think, Ashwin, was the far better approach option, really, to have at least put it flag high and either cut the ball dead, stop it dead, or go past it a bit and let it spin back. But Viraj obviously having his own thoughts on the matter, and a slightly unfortunate result. And it stayed also in yet another patch of thick rough between the edge of the bunker and the first rough. So not a happy outcome at all for the young man from Kolkata.
Ironically, the situation hasn't changed. He still has to do the same thing now. He's still left with the same amount of green left between the pin and the fringe. Wow, what a shot that was! But how unfortunate.
Lovely, lovely little pitch and run, chip and run for Pukhraj Gill. It's literally standing or stopping the ball coming to a standstill, an inch and a half outside the cup. Good effort. And now Viraj Madhava opting for taking some relief there. You get one club length. You can use the longest club in your bag, which is the driver. A nice little demo from Pukhraj Singh Gill there. The Ludhiana golfer keeping his literally left the ball an inch outside the cup. Tremendous, terrific shot. Great display of skill, which all these young men bring in large measure to the game.
He's choosing to chip it from there. The late shot and have it roll, hopefully into the cup. Oh, that was so frustrating to even to watch. Yet another lip out. Your take on that, sir?
That was a good effort. He went for it. He had no choice. Good effort. I mean, you have to give him credit for trying. And it's just that in these cases, it's 50-50. 50% will fall in, 50% will slip out. And in Viraj's case, unfortunately, it was the second option of the two. He did the best he could. He catered for the break. Thought he had it covered, but just not enough. There's no reason for him to feel dejected with that outcome. I mean, he may not have gained a shot, but nothing left. He's left. He gave it. He gave it his best, and that's the best you can ask for.
Dress code is a matter of choice. There are some golfers who prefer to play in shorts and t-shirts, and there are others who wear full pants and have everything cloaked.
Golf as a sport resonates with our brand. In Cycle Agarbatti, it's all about self-improvement, being one with yourself, dedicated. And out here, golf is about the same. I think sports is something that builds character in every young person. It's something that we always have stood for as well.
It's good, our association with PGTA to just promote the golf in Mysuru, especially for the talented people in the country and especially for the people in Mysuru. It's a commitment and we value that, and I'm looking forward to see a good tournament here.
Thank you for PGTA coming to Mysore for the second edition. It's a great experience for a small town like Mysore. This kind of event will encourage our youngsters to come up to professional level so that we'll have a good junior golf growth in towns like Mysore.
Reading the line, which is so vital here, as we've seen, reading it from both sides. Golf is all about routine, isn't it?
Absolutely. If you practice the routine that you're going to be doing during a round in your practice session, it'll help you not feel very out of the body experience when you're doing it during a tournament, because you're so used to doing it so often that it won't feel as pressurizing as it usually does.
So you've got to make every routine a habit, technically.
Yes.
Which happens automatically and you don't have to think about it. That's when you can give your focus to the task at hand instead of worrying about how you're supposed to do it.
Yes, so it sort of helps keep you in the moment where you focus more on following the routine than the outcome of what's going to happen. right? Great attempt there by Manugandas.
Munugundas, who has 8 wins in his PGTI career, is tied with Yuvraj Sandhu with the same number of wins. This win for Yuvraj Sandhu, as and when it transpires, will propel Yuvraj to 9 wins and push him into the top 10 of the all-time list of PGTI Tour winners. Mukesh Kumar leads that list with 20 wins, and Shamim Khan is second with 15.
That was heartbreaking to watch. I'm sure it was worse for him. It's just unfortunate when things like this happen. There's so close, yet so far.
The sad thing is, each one of those is a stroke. And every stroke counts, and every stroke is money. This is professional golf.
Jamal Hussain with his approach shot on the 13th.
And he's left it really short on the fringe. He's got a large amount of green to cover. That's probably what he's analyzing right now with his caddy. Arjun Prasad. You can see his trousers fluttering there. It's a windy day. That, along with a little bit of drizzle that just took place. So the course will be playing a little longer, and you would have planned your shot accordingly.
I'm sure they prefer the wind over rain.
I'm sure.
It's a great attempt by Arjun right there.
He was aiming for the pin, but he obviously
Overshot it by a bit,
overshot it.
but still has a decent chance at birdie.
That's the leader, Yuvraj Sandhu. He's in tremendous form. Let's see where this ball comes to rest. And it's about 20 feet from the pin, 25 feet.
That's the thing about rough over here. It's so tough to control your wedges out of that rough, because rough is known to not have
पढ़ता है खेलता है झूलता उछलता है दौड़ता कभी कभी दौड़ कराता है आगे आगे बढ़ता है इंडिया अमूल दूध पीता है इंडिया
भैया अगरबत्ती देना
जी ओह साइकिल अगरबत्ती पूरी जलने की क्वालिटी पूरी प्रातः डिलीवरी की गारंटी
साइकिल बोले तो क्वालिटी
a second place finish, which Pukraj Singh Gill now has made his own so far at 21 under, 9 strokes behind the leader. That's a massive gap. Rolls to about 6-7 feet beyond the pin.
First,
Meanwhile,
I feel like this is the first time we've seen Yuvraj put a step off.
well, he has the cushion now to for the odd error. And what a cushion he has. 9 strokes is no joke in professional golf.
Especially with just 6 to play.
5 after this. Like we mentioned earlier, the race is now for the second spot. Another near miss. Arjun has a 2-footer to contend with now. Meanwhile, Yuvraj is clearing up the green to let loose another putt. Yuvraj's first win came at the Servo Masters, Indian Oil Servo Masters, way back in 2021. He defended that title in 2022, a year where he won 5 tournaments. And as you had mentioned, Manu Gandas won 6 that year, right?
Yes. They had a crazy battle that year with winning events.
And in it goes. Yuvraj Sandhu is not making any mistakes. He is on a roll, pun intended.
Thangaraja on the screen with us right now. Viraj Matappa has been on a rise today. He's jumped 3 spots, I believe. And he's playing some really good golf, making the most of his tournament sponsor spot this week.
See that t-shirt fluttering in the wind?
It seems to be sunny again. Not.
What a putt. What a putt in today's day where there's so many short putts we missed.
Viraj Matappa is putting in a round today. He's sinking the putts when it matters the most. He's jumped another spot and he's in contention to fight for the second place now.
That's the beauty of golf. It's never over till the fat lady sings.
Pukraj Singh Gill as well having a great round today. Has been on a run after the eagle that he hit. And A near chip and miss on the last hole, but great efforts by him today.
He's playing to 6 under today, which is not bad at all. He started with a 65 in the opening round, a 67 in the second round, an outstanding 63 yesterday, which has set him up for this second place contention.
Heading to the 16th hole now. Last 3 holes of this event for him.
Meanwhile, Yuvraj Sandhu is playing an error-free round. 8 under for the day. And mind you, he's averaging just under 8 under per round this week.
What's crazy to see is his worst round this week has been a 5 under.
I'll take that any day.
That too bogey free. I mean,
what a beautiful view of this course, the aerial view. You can see the beautifully manicured fairways, clearly distinct from the rough, tree-lined fairways. The trees themselves are lush, and the rain hasn't hurt the scenery. It's brightened things up, if at all.
and you can also see the narrowness of the fairway right here. How accurate you need to be off the tee to give yourself a shot to the green.
What I can also see is the size of the green, as you had mentioned. Since you've played this course multiple times, you know it, but for us to see it from here actually is a scary thought.
Absolutely. And the greens, most of them are surrounded by bunkers, so you have to be very accurate with your irons. And they're slightly tabletop, so you can't, if you miss it slightly to the left or the right, it goes all the way down, and it's not easy chipping around there. So these guys are doing a phenomenal job with the scores they're putting out.
How would you compare this to a Delhi golf club in terms of iron play versus pulling out a driver? Not many people pull out a driver at the DGC.
I feel like if you compare DGC to the first 5 holes of this golf course, this place is narrower, but at the same time, it's shorter. So it gives the players a lot more options to hit clubs off the tee as compared to DGC. Because in DGC, some places you have to pick out a longer club if you want a short club in for the next hole. Viraj Madappa with a great tee shot on 16th. Wind seems to be picking up. Trees are moving, as you can see. The flag is fluttering.
That was strange.
He seems to have
It's completely shanked that shot. Marimuthu's ball going flying to the right.
still has some work to do to reach the green from there.
Gill picking up a driving iron there on the 16th tee box.
Great shot by Pukrat Singh Gill on this really narrow 16th hole. You have OB on the right and trees on the left. Very narrow fairway. And these guys are doing a great job, especially in the wind, to be hitting the fairway.
Even as Yuvraj Sandhu continues to run away with this event, there's a nice little battle developing behind him. Pukrat Singh Gill now currently holding the second place on 21 under. Viraj Madappa has moved up into a share of third alongside Arjun Prasad. Hani Basoya has climbed into a share of 5th place alongside Anshul Kaptial, Karandeep Kochar, and Jamal Hussain. Anshul also one of the big movers of the day. I think he's gained about 8 or 9 places, bogey free, and through his first 15, 16 holes, during the course of which he has picked up 5 shots. The young man from the EPTA course in Dholakwan, Delhi, doing a fine job. Currently holding a place down in the top 5, along with very experienced competitors like Karandeep Kochar and Hani Basoya. Arjun Prasad has played fairly conservative golf in the last few holes. He did pick up 3 shots before the turn to make the turn in 2 under because he started with a bogey. And Jamal Hussain
with a fairly tough chip shot here on 14th.
Now it must be a lot more difficult to control the ball out of the rough, Agrima, when you're rather than compared to when you're hitting it off the fairway.
Absolutely. And right now, if as you can see on the screen, Jamal Hussain is on a downslope. So it's going to be tougher for him to control the shot from there because it's bound to come out a little lower than from a flat surface. So you'll have to be a little mindful of that. And from the looks of it, he's done a pretty good job. Leaves himself with the tap in.
40-year-old from the Kurmitula Golf Club in Dhaka, giving us a little demonstration of his skills. As Agrima was pointing out, ball right on a downslope. He knew it would come out flat, but look at the amount of control that he was able to exercise. Ball just skimming onto the green and then rolling to a dead halt, literally pin high. Great stuff. On your screens are leader in the blue t-shirt, Yuvraj Sandhu, 30 under par, and Arjun Prasad, another very similar. Wow, that was even better.
Great bump and run there by Arjun
terrific
Prasad.
bump and run shots, one after the other, from either side of the green. Jamal from the right, Arjun from the left, and by the looks of it, Yuvraj Sandhu is in the center. So you have a nice distribution of ball right there.
Arjun Prasad just judged that chip so well. It's really tough playing bump and runs where you pitch it outside of the green because you can't miss the landing spot. If you hit it short, it'll stay short. If you pitch it a yard ahead, it'll just run off. So kudos to him.
Yeah, we did see quite a few, both yesterday and today, Agrima, of this slightly more conservative approach and the ball staying short of the green on these approach bump and runs, as well as slightly more lofted approach shots. But that the wind could be a factor in that as well, because it's been very breezy all 4 days of the competition. Today, of course, being the final day of this second Mysuru Open, a 1 crore event. The 13th on the PGTI's 2025 schedule and the second after the resumption of activities post summer.
Yuvraj Singh Sandhu taking his time on this putt. He knows Viraj Marappa on 16th with his approach shot. Greatly executed tee shot here.
I'm more interested in seeing what happened to Mari Muthu's ball, because it looked from his tee shot and his reaction he had shanked it towards the fence of the racetrack.
Could be a shank, could be the wind
Not
effect.
I'm not sure whether it would have taken the ball that far left, I mean to the right, because it did end up looking like going towards the wall or that line of corrugated iron sheets on the left of your picture. But we see 2 balls on the dance floor already, so maybe it wasn't too bad and he was able to make a fairly decent recovery, but we'll see. This is the closing stretch for this group. They've completed 16, so the 17th and 18th to go. Viraj Madappa, one of the big gainers of the day.
What a great shot! But he looks tired. And that's a drinks break.
But what's the plus sign for? अमृतांजन इलेक्ट्रो प्लस। जब लगे थकान वाली प्यास, जरूरी है सेल लेवल हाइड्रेशन। इसके इलेक्ट्रोलाइट्स आपके सेल्स को रिहाइड्रेट करें, एनर्जी लौटाएं, थकान वाली प्यास मिटाएं।
जब आपको भी लगे थकान वाली प्यास, अमृतांजन इलेक्ट्रो प्लस, थकान वाली प्यास के लिए।
I'm sorry, sir. My mistake.
पर हम भी जिद्दी है।
मुश्किल खड़ी है, खोले सीना, सामने चट्टान है, मेरी जिद का बोले पसीना, चट्टानों के अंदर आसमान है, जिद क्या पावाली, जिद क्या पावाली, जिद क्या पावाली, जिद।
Marimuthu seems to have hit it to the left of the green from the right side of the rough. It's so thick on the rough on the right is so thick that it's really tough to get a good contact out, and there's a massive bunker just short of the green, so you would much rather be left of that bunker than in that bunker.
Well, there's 2 of them on the to the left of the green. I think Gill also is standing in the same area. Looks like he's on the edge of the bunker, not actually inside it. Oh. The ball shooting past the pin from Marimuthu.
I'm sure he didn't expect it to run off as much as it did. But that's the thing with the rough over here and everywhere for that matter. It's really tough to add spin to the ball, and it comes out a lot hotter than from normal surface.
Now, is there also a chance that the grass could get between your club face and the ball and take away some of the spin as well? Does that happen?
Absolutely.
So there you have it. From someone who's played this course as a professional. Agrima, of course, a member of the Women's Pro Golf Tour, and has had actual playing experience of conditions that you're seeing on the screen in front of you. Viraj Madappa has got a slightly tricky putt because his ball is nestled right up against the collar between the rough and the collar of the green and the start of the rough. Not an easy one. He still opted to take his putter and pick up his putter. Never going to be easy, but still doing a fairly good job. He will.
Yes, it's when your ball is in a position like that, it's very tough to get a center contact on the ball, since the fringe is coming in the way of your putter.
Can the putter face bounce off sometimes? Do you tend
It
to can you top the ball occasionally?
Yeah, because the putter face would end up hitting the top half of the
upper
ball.
half of the ball.
Yes,
That's
instead of the center.
Right.
So it's very tough to judge the speed when you're in a situation like that.
So in a situation like you're just saying, how many players would opt for a putter and how many would pick up, say, a wedge? And a wedge might give you slightly better bite into the turf and behind the ball.
That depends on how far you are from the hole. I feel like 99% of the people, if they were in Viraj's position, would have picked up a putter.
Okay. Oh, Gill making a terrific go of that part, agonizingly poised on the edge. Sadly, it didn't have.
Two near misses, sir, in two
yes.
holes.
This young man making a real showing out today, and currently
Yuvraj Sandhu is at 31 under now. 9 under par for the day. With another birdie on the 14th.
what? That's a 10-shot gap now over the field.
Yes.
Amazing. I can't recall the last time at any level seeing a 10-shot advantage between the first place and the second position golfer in second position. It doesn't happen a lot, and I'm sure so Yuvraj will carry a very happy memory away from Mysuru after this, and they will not be traveling very far because the next event is at the in the Kolar area away from Bangalore. So they are staying in more or less the same area, in and around. All of them in Karnataka or just across the border in Tamil Nadu. Hosur, I think, Clover Greens.
Yes.
Next, and then the Kolar Open after that.
Yes.
So yeah, so effectively the tour has the pre-summer portion of it was largely confined to.
I'm sure they'll appreciate great weather
The
3
weather,
weeks in a
yes,
row.
definitely. After the fairly hot pre-summer break was played in extreme heat. So this will be a nice break. These 3-4 events at a stretch, all being played down south. Mysuru Open 2025. The Chamundi Hills in the background, overlooking the Mysore Turf Club track, which also enfolds the Jayachamaraja Wadiyar Golf Club, which is the host event of this 13th tournament of the 2025 season of the PGTI, and the second after the post-summer break, after the Coal India Open last week in Ahmedabad.
Yuvraj Sandhu currently with a 10-shot lead and absolutely obliterating the golf course, honestly. Playing some phenomenal golf and does not seem to be slowing down anytime soon.
It's almost like he's playing, Agrima with some sort of a target in mind, or playing with some degree of vengeance, because it's almost like all the opportunities or near misses of the past he wants to sort of make up for in one go. 31 under with still, I think they have 4 holes to go after this, or 3 holes to go after this. So
Yes.
and
I mean,
it's,
sir, anywhere where he put a step wrong, he managed to come back from there. Like the birdie putt on 13th, which he hit slightly over, he sang the return putt. The chip in on the hole before that, when he missed the green by 3 yards. I mean, that just shows the kind of golf he's been playing this week.
absolutely phenomenal level. And what will be interesting to see is how far he can carry this form, because by its very nature, golf is such a game of fluctuating fortunes. But this does set him up very well for the second half, Agrima, because this is, and there are a good number of events to go, because this is a very packed schedule leading up to the final one in Jamshedpur at the end of December. So between now and December, they have something like 13 or 14 tournaments.
Absolutely. If anything, sir, it'll be a major boost of confidence for Yuvraj Sandhu after.
And also, I would imagine the sort of dominance it exerts on the rest. I mean, if you've conceded just the second placed player is conceding a 10-shot, difference to the leader, I'm sure it will play on the mind of the people who are playing behind him as well. I mean, it can't be just, of course, Yuvraj has all the pluses that he can take away on with such a dominant performance. But even on the players who are behind, I know they would be scratching, what do we do to catch somebody in this form?
Absolutely. And You can see that the players are doing their best, they're giving their best, but Yuvraj Singh Sandhu is just playing on a different level, and as tough of a pill as it is to swallow, they have to, I mean, you have to accept it and give him a pat on the back for the week, and they try again next week.
True. What happens here finishes here, and off we are to the next venue, and it's a fresh start. That's the beauty of golf. Right? Every event, every tournament is every day is a fresh start. It's
Yes,
just
and not only that, so like golf is such a different game compared to others, because you're playing against yourself at the end of the day, and it's just so inspiring to see how good these guys are playing right now. And
Arjun Prasad, the mid-range putt, ball breaking right to left at the very end.
we've seen so many lip outs from Arjun Prasad in the back nine, not being able to convert all the opportunities he's giving himself. But he just made a birdie on the last hole to jump to tied for second.
10 for second. That's right. Pukhraj Gill seems to have sort of flattened out a little bit after that rush of shots he picked up between the third and the 14th and I beg your pardon, the 12th holes. That he picked up six under for the day. There has been a series of pars thereafter. But he is doing well enough to hold on to a share of second place. Arjun Prasad, as Agrima just mentioned, has caught up with him uh, in a share of second place, leaving about two-way tie for fourth between Viraj Madhapa and Jamal Hussain.
Even Jamal Hussain picked up a shot on the last hole with a birdie and is in the red numbers now for the first time today.
Good point. I mean, that double bogey took him a long while. Took him 10 holes, in fact, to erase that dent in his card, and he's finally back in red, as Agrima just mentioned to you. Hani Basoya, N. Tangaraja, Manu Gandas, Karandeep Kocher bunched together in a share of sixth place. That's your top 10 for the event. Amardeep Malik from the Noida Golf Course is tied for 10th alongside Anshul Kaptial, Pranav Mardikar, three tied there. Chikarangappa from Bangalore is 13th along with Varun Parekh of Ahmedabad, Rashid Khan. Not making the sort of gains he would have hoped for. That one early double bogey pulling him back somewhat. But this is the battle. This is the lead group. Jamal Hussain of the Kurmitullah Golf Club from Dhaka.
With a downhill left to right birdie putt here on 15th.
Well, that ball did break significantly, but probably left it just a little low. It broke below the hole. So Jamal's not really given away too much, but that early setback
It's costing him a lot.
has cost him. Yes,
Yeah.
he's been playing catch up ever since. Of course, not going to catch the leader, but still in a fight for the top three or top four positions, which he has come back to somewhat. And at the moment on your screens are event leader, 10 shots clear of the field. Yuvraj Sandhu, 28-year-old from Chandigarh, also the PGTI's order of merit leader. 58 lakhs and counting as things stand are his earnings from this season, and he is well on the way to adding another 15 lakhs to that total. Taking his time over the putt, you can see that the wind is gusting, so he pulled away, and which is Agrima seems to be the smart thing to. If you're not sure, take a step back and reassess.
Yes.
Would be the best thing to do, isn't it?
It's always better to do that than regret not having done that after you hit the shot. Great return
Relentless. He
toss.
is just not given his chasing pack a sniff of a chance. In fact, he's bogey free for the day. This will be his. If he does carry on in this form, in this vein, it will be his third bogey free round of the tournament. The first 36 holes, he was in fact had a clean card. Jamal just leaving it again, a couple of inches short.
Not having the best of days today, Karandeep Kochar.
I beg your pardon, that was Karandeep Kochar, of course.
A birdie free back nine so far, but playing steady nonetheless. No one bogey on the scorecard, but not as many birdies as he would have liked.
Yes, he definitely needed to have picked up many more shots to threaten the top, at least the race for second and third, if nothing else.
Yeah, I mean it's no longer a race for first. I feel like there's so much competition for second place that
Yeah, we are not definitely not going to know until the last hole who is going to
yes.
be second, third, or how many are going to share what position. What we do know for sure, pretty much, nothing is of course certain.
पढ़ता है खेलता है झूलता उछलता है दौड़ता कभी कभी दौड़ कराता है आगे आगे बढ़ता है इंडिया अमूल दूध पीता है इंडिया
भैया अगरबत्ती देना
जी ओह साइकिल अगरबत्ती पूरी जलने की क्वालिटी पूरी प्रातः डिलीवरी की गारंटी
साइकिल बोले तो क्वालिटी
It's Yuvraj Sandhu teeing it up on the 16th. 3 holes left to play. And a 10-shot lead. That's as astounding as it gets.
It's really gusting now, Ashwin. The breeze really has picked up. You could see Yuvraj stepped away from the ball because it was, I think, hit by a sudden gust. Had it been a closer race, it may have had some significance. But I don't really think it's going to matter for him.
It's like Samson's strength lay in his hair. I think Yuvraj's strength lies in this breeze. It's helping his game in every which way. Not hurting it for sure.
This is almost a 300-odd yard drive. This is a 338-yard hole, and he picked up a lot of people. In fact, the preceding groups, we saw players opting to use a driving iron of this tee. But Yuvraj is in such good frame of mind, confident in terms of confidence that he picked up his driver. And he's, stayed about 25, 30 yards short of the green. That's close to 300-yard drive. Of course, though he does have a brisk following breeze with him. Arjun Prasad up next. Also seems to have the big stick in his hand.
That's 2 people tied for second place. As we speak, Arjun Prasad and Pukrat Singh Gill both tied at 21 under. So the race now is for the second place. The winner is almost a foregone conclusion. An outstanding aerial view of the Jayachamaraja Wadiyar golf course and a little bit of the beautiful city of Mysuru. Low-lying city, isn't it?
It's hilly. It's not really low-lying. And the parts of it, all of it is, most of it is in a plateau anyway. and not very far away from, once you drive out of Mysuru towards the west, you start climbing into the ghats. You have two successive wildlife sanctuaries, one after the other. The Bandipur and the Mudamalai sanctuaries, and if you're heading towards Uti, so it's really a fairly hilly area. The Mysuru itself is in the flattest part of the almost like a horseshoe-shaped valley, because you have the Chamundi Hills on one side, and a little beyond that, at the start of the Ghats, the Western Ghats, the outliers that spill over to this side of the state.
Can't see too many skyscrapers, is what I meant. Because
No, that's not in this part, or maybe in the newer. I think there's something called a new Mysuru that is being developed. Probably you will find the bigger, taller buildings, more modern buildings there. But this is the very traditional part of the town. It's an old town and dominated by its palaces and temples. And it's actually looking at its prettiest on this 79th Independence Day anniversary. So a big greeting from all of us, me and my fellow commentators, to all our viewers and listeners across the world, wherever you are. India has turned 79. And lots of good news also. I just saw in the papers that one of the biggest rating agencies has given India a very strong BBB plus or a BBB rating, which is indicates a very strong economy. Things are on the rise, as is Indian golf, going from strength to strength. The PGTI increasing the total pot of prize money substantially year on year, and I think there's talk of actually achieving the 50 crore prize money pot mark in a year or two, which is great news for the players. And also a number of initiatives that they have taken up, Ashwin, in terms of like I was mentioning earlier briefly, the next gen tours, which are for players who were at the upper end of the PGTI qualifying school, and then in the lower end of the order of merit. So that gives them an opportunity to keep in touch with the game and some earning opportunities, because each of those events are also of 20 lakhs each.
So not only is there a good assembly line to supply to the tour, there's also an avenue for golfers, professionals who retire to make a living. So it's an entire ecosystem, which is the best news for Indian golf one can ever get. Best news for anyone, and a great opportunity for young golfers to take to the sport. Parents should realize that the sport doesn't only build character, it gives you a great opportunity to make a living, not just as a professional golfer. There's an entire industry and entire ecosystem around it: sports marketing professionals, media, the works. So job opportunities are staring you in the face. If you can't make it as a professional golfer, you have every chance to make a living out of the sport.
Spoken like a true marketing professional here, Ashwin. Been in, of course, it's just in case for those who don't know very much about him, Ashwin has been part of the golf ecosystem in India from almost its very inception in its professional form. Was part of the team that actually launched the professional tour many years ago. Keen amateur golfer himself, always willing to discuss his swing and the latest tips his coach has handed out. Jamal has played some really skillful golf, Ashwin, these last, particularly today. We had seen some marvelous chipping. When Agrima was commentating along with me a little while ago, he was actually in a very difficult lie, and the pace and the distance, the control that he exhibited from a difficult lie from the rough, exemplary. But this is exemplary at its max. Our event leader, Yuvraj Sandhu, 28-year-old from Chandigarh, order of merit leader as well. Lead is all he knows at the moment. 10 shots in the lead. 31 under par after 15 completed holes. And his closest pursuers, Pukhraj Singh Gill from Ludhiana on 21 under. He has got his final 2 holes to go. Arjun Prasad playing in the same group, also 21 under, young man from Delhi. He also plays like Anshul, we were mentioning earlier, at the EPTA golf course in Dholakwa.
That's also a very tight course because it's not an easy course to play on. So I'm sure those skill sets acquired there, playing all his early golf there, has helped Arjun Prasad in some way.
Indeed. Yeah. Viraj Madappa, Jamal Hussain in a tie for fourth on 20 under par. So essentially a one-horse race in what's very appropriate surrounds of the Mysore Turf Club.
Arjun, Yuvraj is in a zone, so to speak. You can tell that he's hardly putting a foot wrong. That particular shot that he essayed right now. Let's set him up beautifully. What's that, about 4 feet from the pin?
Probably a little bit more, like 6 feet. But yeah, but given, a couple of feet here and there don't really seem to matter to him today, because the kind of, putting consistency that he's shown, as you pointed out in one of your little stats packages earlier, the number of shots he's picked up just through this event is just phenomenal. Arjun Prasad also in one of the leaders, season's leaders, in fact, if I'm not mistaken, in terms of shots gained in birdies, crossed the 200 mark a little while ago. So there you are. It's been in tremendous form in this 2025 season of the PGTI. 7 top 10 finishes, 2 runner-up placings, and showing you once again just why he is having such a good run. 20 has always been on knocking on the doors, talked about and recognized as a very, very promising young man, but this season really he seems to have flowered fully into his. It's just that on a given day he is run into somebody who's in slightly better form than he. So he at the Adani Open a few months ago, he was actually in a playoff before he lost to Saptak Talwar at the JP Greens. Has had another runner-up finish and 5 other top 10 finishes, which is, out of 10. Look at the strike rate. I mean, in 7-10 starts, you're finishing in the top 10 7 times. Twice runner, probably a good opportunity to make it 3 out of 11. So that's great. That's great statistics. Any which way you look at it.
Meanwhile, the heart goes out to Jamal Hussain, who is now on cruise control. Where he's not really making a charge. He's playing to 1 under today. And he knows the writings on the wall. He will try his best in the next 3 holes to make his own the second position, but that's not as easy as it looks, because Pukhraj Singh Gill and Arjun Prasad, not to mention Viraj Madappa, are not letting.
He will breathe another sigh of relief with that one. He's threatened the hole so often in between. He putted once. There was a great putt before which he had missed about 4 in a row. So this will come as a big relief for the golfer from Kurmitola, 40-year-old from Dhaka. He's not had the sort of season by his usual high standards that he sets. And he said after the second day that, he's worked very hard in the off season, as obviously, of course, our leader. Here's another look at Jamal's putt. A lot more confident putt this time. I think you could say he's been guilty of being a little tentative more than once, which is why he's left the ball just in and on grainy greens like this, the ball tends to veer away very late, which is why one reason probably why he's not picked up as many shots as he could have. But this man is in a different level altogether. Nothing seems to bother him. Lining up for yet another birdie putt. He already has 8, 9 in the bag. today, playing 9 under today, running away with the event.
Oh, he misses that, and
That's a rare miss for Yuvraj.
we're just going to mention he's very close to 9 under for the day, and he's very close to reaching Rahul Ganapati's 11 under course record.
True.
He could have done that now, got one stroke closer to that had this birdie putt dropped. One man who will have his heart in his mouth right now is Rahul Ganapati.
Look, Rahul's now a very well-known coach in his own right, and I think he can only be happy that someone's, that the sport is producing players at this level that who are pushing the numbers out of the past. We've heard so many of our great cricketers say the same. Sunny Gavaskar's records. I'm waiting. I'll be very happy to see my records broken, and happier still if it's an Indian who does it. And of course, Sachin Tendulkar over the years rewrote a series of the great man's records, which Shubman Gill continued to do that during this marvelous series which just got over in England.
What a great shot! But he looks tired. And that's a drinks break.
But what's the plus sign for? अमृतांजन इलेक्ट्रो प्लस। जब लगे थकान वाली प्यास, जरूरी है सेल लेवल हाइड्रेशन। इसके इलेक्ट्रोलाइट्स आपके सेल्स को रिहाइड्रेट करें, एनर्जी लौटाएं, थकान वाली प्यास मिटाएं।
जब आपको भी लगे थकान वाली प्यास, अमृतांजन इलेक्ट्रो प्लस, थकान वाली प्यास के लिए।
I'm sorry, sir. My mistake.
पर हम भी जिद्दी है।
मुश्किल खड़ी है, खोले सीना, सामने एक चट्टान है, मेरी जिद का बोले पसीना, चट्टानों के अंदर आसमान है, जिद कैंपा वाली, जिद कैंपा वाली, जिद कैंपा वाली, जिद।
Pukrat Singh Gill from the left side of the rough seems to have left it short.
Yeah, the pressure is definitely on him, Agrima. Now it's basically like we mentioned again and again. It's now a battle for who finishes at what position behind Yuvraj Sandhu, and currently Gill sharing second place along with Arjun Prasad and Jamal finally climbing back, like you mentioned a little while ago, into the red and now further into the red zone with his now he's 2 under for the day. And back in where he has been from literally from day one, dogging Yuvraj Sandhu's heels, but with not much success because now the gap is 10 strokes.
Viraj Matappa seems to have left his drive in the perfect place. Great shot there by Viraj Matappa. He's found himself on the green. He has 12-foot putt waiting for him now. Very accurate. It's not easy trying to hit a shot from that far with this kind of accuracy, especially when there's a massive tree in your way. You need to be very uh, sure of the trajectory you're going to put on the ball, because you need to have it be higher than usual to carry that tree while it's descending as well, to be high enough to carry the tree in its descent.
More aerial views coming to you from our drone pilots. And you can see the red soil of the Deccan Plateau in the form of the cart paths, that very narrow fairways, as Agrima has mentioned. You have to be very precise. The only good thing I am assuming is that because the trees are fairly spaced apart, and you do have opportunities to sort of wiggle your way out of trouble. Like
Yes, I
Gil
mean,
is now
if you're lucky and you find the gap like Yuvraj, my I'm
Pukraj.
sorry, Pukraj has managed to found for himself over here.
In similar position yesterday, Pranav Mardikar had gave away a double bogey on this hole.
Yes, he sadly clipped the tree in front of him.
That's right. So controlling the flight is also going to be very important for this. Gill will have the ball a little further back in his stance. Hopefully that the trees are not right in front of him. So anyway, we'll see very soon what.
Also, the landing spot is very important when you're trying to hit a low shot. He seems to have left it short.
He did cut the legs out from under that ball, and in doing so, I think he took away a little bit of distance as well. Had it run on another 10, 12 feet, he would have been on the green, but fortunately not happening. And this is from the other side, from the air. The same green that the one we've been talking about has that huge tree guarding the right side, behind which the flag actually has been placed.
The
With
flag
the tree
is
shielding
yeah.
the approach from the right side of the fairway, which is why you will see, or you have been seeing, so many players approach it from the left. That at least gives you a clear line to the green. The further you are to the right, the more difficult it is in terms of countering that tree which stands in the way like a guardian or a sentinel over the flag. Strongly built young man, Pukraj Gill, the Ludhiana golfer, has had a good tournament. He will be very pleased with the way things have panned out. And unfortunate that they came up. Everybody in this field has come up against somebody in raging hot form. But he will be very satisfied with the way things have gone for him so far. Yuvraj Sandhu, 31 under, with 2 holes to go. Pukraj Gill on your screens just now, in a share of second place along with Arjun Prasad and Jamal Hussain. Arjun and Jamal, of course, starting the day in on Yuvraj Sandhu's heels. Unfortunately, I've seen him run away with it.
He's having a magnificent day today, Yuvraj Singh Sandhu.
Hasn't put a foot wrong.
No, where you would have expected him to maybe play a little more conservative. He's just gone at it in every attempt or opportunity that he's gotten so far. And a phenomenal 9 under par, which has given him a 10 shot lead.
When in all your playing years, when is the last time you've seen a 10 shot margin between anyone playing at any level, age group, junior, amateur? Have you ever seen anyone
Yes.
take a 10 shot lead?
Yes.
Do you care to share?
I remember playing in Prestige 2 years ago where Pranavi Arz played some magnificent under par rounds.
Right.
And I think the gap was 12 shots.
Wow. At the end, finally?
Finally.
Wow.
She won by 10 or 12 shots, and from the get-go, no one was anywhere near.
Right.
Near the score she was shooting.
Wow. It's amazing. And she's doing pretty well on the European Tour now.
Yes, absolutely.
Made a very successful transition to the Ladies European Tour. I think she had to take a break for injury in the middle for a few months.
Recently in May.
Yes.
But she's back to playing.
But she's back, yeah. But she had a very good run last year. I think it was a rookie year.
Yes, she played really good last year.
Very solid golf, yeah. It's good to see. I mean, the number of women who transited out of the women's pro golf tour onto the ladies European tour is very impressive. I think it's currently stands at something like 5 or 6 who have full-time playing status in Europe now, and a
Yes,
good another 5 or 6 who have partial
partial
status.
status. Yes.
So that's phenomenal. And 12, 14 Indian professional women golfers, uh, some of them playing regularly in Europe, some of them having partial cards. Great to see.
And not only that, the people who have full cards are playing really good.
Diksha Dagar has been a model of consistency. I think she had her eighth top 10 or top 20 finish this of the year in something like 15, 16 starts.
She's been playing really good this year. Even at the Evian Championship, a major recently in
Yes.
France, she
And she was
played
the only one, I
pretty
think, in
well.
the field from India.
Her and Aditi. Aditi was
Okay.
also in the field. Is Viraj Madappa after his very accurate approach shot.
So would that be an eagle putt for eagle opportunity?
I'm not sure if that was his second shot from there or the third.
Okay. He is a long hitter, and
Yes.
if he's made the most of a drive and a second shot,
If it's an eagle putt, then that was even better of a second shot.
well,
Then
probably
we would
not.
have.
Maybe you're right. It's always third, but definitely, certainly a birdie putt, if not an eagle putt. We'll see once the scores are up, refreshed and updated. Boy,
Stops just at the lip. Oh my
no
god.
wonder he's looking so disappointed. He literally had to drag himself to the ball to finish it off. Oh my, that was a great effort. Tremendous, tremendous effort.
He's played
Look at that. Yeah, that's a nice.
so good this week. And that would have just been a cherry on top if the putt would have sank.
Seriously, it looked like it had brakes, that ball, in the last 1 foot or so. Like someone put the brakes on the ball. Pukhraj fought his way out of the jungles to the left of the green a little while ago, and want to have a positive end to his round and his tournament. He's done really well. This young man from Chandigarh, from Ludhiana, I beg your pardon. There is strong display on this final day, on this 1 crore event, the second edition of the Mysuru Open. Now in its final act, being cleared out in front of you. This is the 18th green.
Great putt. Great up and down there by Pukhraj.
A little fist pump to celebrate that. He knows he's done an exemplary job. Fine finish to the event. Fine final day as well. Well deserved and well earned handshakes all around. That will certainly put him in a good frame of mind heading into the next few events, which are fortunately all in and around the vicinity. They will be all close to Bengaluru, which is the capital of Karnataka. Little highlights packages of tee shots from our leaders. He can afford to smile. He's done enough to put a massive cushion between himself and the rest of the field, which is eminently creditable display. 9 under for the day, 31 under for the tournament.
10-shot lead.
This is about as dominant as it gets, and he just has to go through the final 2 holes Waiting for the 18th green to clear. Michelle Ortolani standing there for a while. We just saw the group up ahead finish off and make way for this 3 ball. He's put the ball in a good space.
Seems like he has left it short of the
Didn't
green.
really make the most of that opportunity, unfortunately, by the looks of it. Very, very well placed with that approach shot. For the approach shot, I beg your pardon. Karandeep Kochar also has played very conservative golf. He hasn't after the turn has had 8 straight pars, which is kind of keeps him in the top 10 for sure, but not much in terms of gains after that early burst to recover from an opening bogey. So as things stand, it's a 4-way tie for second place between Viraj Madhapa, who you just saw finish his round with a birdie, until Pukhraj Singh Gill, who also finishing with a par. Arjun Prasad is a part of the lead group, so they still have 2 holes to go. And the third member of the lead group, Jamal Hussain, also tied in a tie for second on 21 under par. All of them collectively 10 shots behind the leader. 31 under par is what Yuvraj Sandhu has put together in 70 holes of this Mysuru Open so far. 2 holes to go for them. So, like we've been saying from the beginning, Agrima, it's been a fairly tight race for the so-called minor placings, if you want to put it that way. The silver and bronze on a podium. Rashid Khan had a good day yesterday, but we're a little disappointed with the way things have panned out for him today. He would have definitely hoped for better. Not had the kind of season he expects of himself. He started with a double bogey and he has not given very much away after that, but hasn't made too many gains either. The former Asian Games team silver medalist Rashid, 34 years old, turned professional very early in his career. And if you look at Rashid, he seems to have been around forever. I think back to maybe 10, 12, 14, 15 years ago, and Rashid was in the field and he was playing professionally. And now we're in 2025 and he's still here, still fighting away. Great story.
Michelle Ortolani seems to have left it just short of the green.
So that was an eagle putt by Viraj.
Yes, that was a great approach shot from Viraj then.
Sad that it didn't drop. I mean, it was literally 2 inches away from
One
a
more roll and I feel like it would have been perfect.
closing eagle. Only 1%, 1-2. Pranav Mardikar has done that today. Chikka has done that today as well. That's only 2. Of course, we have one more. Anil Bajrang Mane. So we have 3 closing eagles. Could have been 4. Was not to be. Maybe we will see. We have 2 more opportunities. The final 2 groups to go. Lovely little layup there from Karandeep Kochar.
Great shot over the
lazy
bunkers.
elegance, very sweet and soft swing. Nice result as well.
Rashid Khan's taking good amount of time over that chip shot. Seems to have hit. Think it released more than he expected it to.
It
Look
also
like
looks like a bit of a downslope, no? Once you from
yes.
the edge of the green onwards, it's
Looked like he was hitting a flop from there,
yeah,
and
sloping away. But good try anyway. It's a nice swing. Michelle Ortolani now has the closest of the lot.
pretty straightforward chip shot.
His club face absolutely open, so he will be looking to pop it up. Terrific effort there. Oh,
Great chip in there by Michelle Ortolani.
nice.
I mean,
Soft hands, landed the ball exactly where it needed to fall, and he had, I think, he judged the amount of turn.
he'll be happy to have finished his round in that fashion
Very,
after
very positive end to his round for sure. Yes.
Not having much luck today in the past 17 holes.
Hasn't played very much this year, Agrima Michel. I think he has made only 2 or 3 starts, 4 maybe in all, and so it's good to see him back in action at the PGTI. Karandeep Kocher, after very lovely approach shot, low bump and run from the left of the green. And Rashid Khan will wait to finish this out, putt out. Rashid seems to have the longer putt because he's going first.
Great putt there by Rashid Khan.
Judged that very well.
Great way to end the round as well.
And we've seen repeatedly, Agrima, if you putt with a certain amount of conviction, more often than not, you're going to convert successfully. It's only when your putt lacks a little bit of conviction or you're not sure, and it does show with your putting
Absolutely,
stroke.
because if you putt with conviction, then your ball will start on line. But if you are a little anxious of the result, the ball is bound to either start a little right or left of the line. And as we've seen these grainy greens, if you're slightly even an inch off the correct line, the ball will cut more than it's
That's
supposed
right.
to.
And yeah, it's happened so often. A little tentative with your putt, and it tends to break away at the very last. And Karandeep Kocher now will also want to finish on a positive note, as he's just seen one excellent chip in from off the green. Rashid has putted in beautifully.
Oh my god, that was just unfortunate for Karandeep Kocher. It looked like it went over the lip and then just
caught the far edge and then spat out to the left. Unfortunate. Literally, not even half an inch in it. Maybe 1 centimeter to the left, and it would have been dead center. And that's, anyway, it's done and dusted for this group. They'll now make way for the penultimate flight, and these are the final stages of the Mysuru Open being played out. Event leader Yuvraj Sandhu won final check with his notes, tallying with his caddy what he thinks will be the right distance. It's very well placed, Agrima. He's on the left side of the fairway, which is where you want to be.
absolutely.
With the tree that's guarding the pin, so to say.
Jamal Hussain has birdied the last hole.
He's picked up a shot,
he's
yes.
become solo second now.
Sole second now, yes. Viraj is done for the day. Pukhraj Gill is done for the day. So it's, in a way, it's poetic justice, because from the very beginning, we've seen Jamal, and look at that.
It's going
very, very difficult approach, but what a magnificent result.
shot.
What a magnificent result. he was in the most difficult position of all the three. Literally, from you can see that little tower in the background, and that's the line he had to hit from. And
It pitched perfectly, rolled perfectly, took the slope, and
not for
I
nothing do
mean,
they say experience will speak at some point in time.
absolutely. And you have to trust yourself so much when you're
Yes.
hitting a shot like that.
He stayed to the right of the tree. The tendency would have been to go over the tree or stay left, but he struck the ball in line with the right of the tree, got the perfect trajectory, got the perfect bounce, and the perfect roll.
Yeah, I mean,
Which
fortune favors the brave, and
that's another eagle putt we will have in front of
yes,
us. Tremendous, great display from the Kurmitola golfer, Dhaka
the way he
resident.
bounced back after the front nine that he had.
And when you double bogey a third hole and you're fighting to come back from there all the way, it's a brave display from Jamal. It took him 10 holes to erase that one double bogey, and thereafter he's been picking up shots. So he's picked up three then, so he's 3 under for the day. And with this one, he has the chance of going 5 under for the day and pretty much locking up second place for himself. Yuvraj Sandhu, of course, a much better line onto the green. He's played some flawless golf, not just today,
All week.
all week. Just a late bump in his round yesterday. He gave away 3 shots. That's the only blot, the only 3 blots on his card. But today he's been absolutely faultless. Yeah, fairly short iron in for him.
Just short of the green. I'm not sure if he was playing short of the green or if he was attacking the flag.
No real
I
need to
mean,
put himself under undue pressure on this one.
that is also
He has
there.
a
Yes.
9-stroke cushion from Jamal. So I mean, he just wants to. He would at this closing hole, he would just want to make sure that he's on the dance floor as quickly as possible, without taking any risks.
Absolutely.
What's interesting, see where Arjun has gone. Arjun Prasad is, of course, the third member of this group. Now in a tie for third, with Jamal picking up a shot on the 17th. Arjun has now been pushed into a tie for third place alongside Viraj Madappa and Raj Singh Gill, who have just finished. You saw them finish a little while ago.
It's great to see many spectators walking with the players and showing interest in the golf happening around them.
Terrific opportunity for Mysuru's golfers to come out and see some really high quality golf that has been put on display by the cream of the PGTI's group crop. Arjun Prasad is currently third in the order of merit. Yuvraj Sandhu leads the way, and Angad Chima is the only other player other than Angad, I beg your pardon, Yuvraj Sandhu, to have won more than twice this year. Both of them winning twice each. Yuvraj Sandhu doing it back to back at the very start of the season, and Angad Chima winning back to back on either side of the summer break. In April in Bangalore, and when action resumed last week, he won the Coal India Open in Ahmedabad. So the final rites being played out in front of you. Leader Yuvraj, there he is in the blue t-shirt with the white stripe. Arjun Prasad
Just off the green on the left.
just off the green. Spectators, friends, family all gathered at the end. Something of a tabletop green, this one.
It's not as easy of a chip for Yuvraj Singh Sandhu. Still has some work to do.
You saw the ball in his hand. The preferred lies are in play for this tournament, thanks to the fairly heavy amount of rain that fell here before the start of the Mysuru Open 2025.
Yuvraj seems to have hit a flop shot, but pitched it.
Played it very softly. Again, like we keep saying, the cushion is such a handsome one that he really doesn't need to take any undue risk whatsoever. I'm quite happy to finish this with a par. He's got 2 putt for par on this Arjun from the left of the green. Wow.
Great chip there by
Beautiful.
Arjun
Continues
Prasad.
his great run this season, Agrima. He, like I at the point earlier, this is
Absolutely, he's been playing some phenomenal golf this week. Regardless of no wins, no it's no joke to finish to have 7 top 10s in 10 events.
make it 8 from 11.
Yeah. And I mean, that just shows the kind of consistency that his golf has been showing this year. Just really great to see.
Jamal now with what should be an eagle putt.
After that great approach shot.
I mean, look at
from
if
the
you
right
look
side.
at the space he had available. There's a water tower sort of thing there. Between that and the tree is what is all the space he had.
Yes, and not to forget there's Obi on the right.
And then bring it
So
in, from right to left onto the green.
And to do that on the last hole of the event to secure your second place finish.
Absolutely outstanding. Wow. We've seen this happen with him so often today. Either he's been just a little bit tentative or he's just misread the grain. But he's going to be happy. This is
a solid
very solid second place for him. Yes.
I mean, the way he started the round, it was not favoring him, but he made the tide favor his side in the back nine with.
But he did, but it was fairly convincing. I mean, he shouldn't be disappointed with that outcome.
Absolutely not. It just broke more than he expected it to.
No reason to feel disappointed with that outcome. The final rights of this tournament. Event leader.
Narrow miss. And
so his ball 2 breakaway at the very last, just from the opposite side as Jamal was coming from the previous putt. And that's a nice par finish for the event leader. A nice warm hug from his closest competitor.
A 9-shot comfortable win by Yuvraj Singh Sandhu.
I think there's a customary bath waiting for him. If it had been just cold water, luckily he doesn't have to go and shampoo immediately. If it had been that's a nice touch. His caddy also getting a little bit of a cold shower.
It's really nice to see the competitors coming and
The
congratulating him.
camaraderie is very evident to see. And thank you from Yuvraj to all of those who were watching.
Solo third finish, and Viraj and Pukhraj tied for fourth.
But I think certain amount of poetic justice here, Agrima, because given the way all of them have played, not just today but over the 4 days, and 72 holes is a long, long stretch, and to have consistently, been there or thereabouts all the way through. So fitting rewards, I think, not just of course for a winner, because that was a very convincing and smashing win by any accounts, but even for those finishing second, third, fourth, and fifth.
Absolutely. I feel like, regardless of the fact that Yuvraj Singh Sandhu played some magnificent golf this week, we should not forget to mention how good of a golf the people who came below him played.
Jamal, in fact, hat trick of birdies to finish.
To secure his solo second
That to also
position.
make sure he's second all by himself on 23 under par, 8 shots behind the leader. And it's good to see the number of people who have turned out. Now he will have to go through the final formalities of handing in the scores, checking scores. This is also an important part of the proceedings. Well deserved win indeed. 8 strokes is as handsome as it can get. Fellow competitors, Gaurav Pratap, big warm hug to the winner. And off they go to this. What's this called? The scorer's room?
The scoring area.
The scoring area. So Arjun and Jamal already there. And this is the backbone of the VGTI in front of you there on screen. These are the guys who make things happen smoothly, make sure things tick over on a week-to-week basis, particularly this season when we have had a series of literally tournaments, Agrima, that have been week on week. In the pre-summer also, it was, I think, 12 or 10 events in a row. Literally every week. And it's going to be something similar as well in this post-summer run as well towards December. So the amount of logistics that are
Absolutely.
involved, that of moving all of this entire operation, as of course also our production teams who bring you these wonderful pictures, who move lock, stock, and barrel from coast to coast with next to no time, have to set everything up and bring you all of not just the functioning of the thing, but all that we see in front of the camera. There's much more that happens behind the camera at every event. So all of it a very smoothly ticking operation, and of which we get to see the best, the pointy end of the stick, so to say. Yuvraj Sandhu finishing 31 under par, 249. 31 under. That's not a score you will see very often. So this is one to remember for all of us. Jamal Hussain 23 under par, 257. Arjun Prasad Soul third, 22 under par. Well deserved 1, 2, and 3 actually. In fact, all of the placings that you're seeing in front of you. Your thoughts, Agrima, on how it panned out?
I feel like all of them played some great golf. Yuvraj Singh Sandhu from the get-go put his foot down and made a statement of how first position is his, with the birdies that he started with in the front nine and the back nine. And it was pretty obvious after a couple of holes that there's no slowing him down. And I mean, Jamal Hussain, the comeback that he made in the back nine was just phenomenal. Um, that's the beauty of game of golf. You can never count one out. You know, he was so far back, and then in 3 holes, he's there tied for second. So I feel great efforts by all of them.
And you would have to say, Agrima, at the end it was fitting that it finished the way it did. Of course, not the tournament winner, of course, in a class of his own at this event. But even down the order, behind it, the one who was the closest, that approach on
Yes.
18 was like, I mean, how many people have even visualized? You have to have a good amount of visualization to have even
Visualization
to
and to
see that
commit.
shot and then execute it.
Absolutely. And to commit to a line like that, it's not easy.
Was really brave and beautifully executed. Arjun Prasad continuing this magnificent run of form that he has found in 2025. Yet another top 5 finish, his 8th top 10 finish in 11 starts this season. Just underlines his consistent form that he has shown all the way through. Viraj Matappa on his way back from a year and a half, 2 years of injury. Striking run at the end. Just one drop shot to open the day. Thereafter, he's picking up some shots and clutches. 2 birdies in a row, 2 birdies in a row. Takes the turn, then 2 further birdies after makes the turn. Yuvraj Gill had a brave run midway through the round before leveling off his final 6 was all pars. And behind them, N. Thangaraj, a vast, wily old fox from Sri Lanka, making a late run to grab a share of 6th place alongside Manu Gandas, Pranav Mardikar on 20 under par. Phenomenal scores as we've seen through these last 2 days that we have come to you with live coverage of the Mysuru Open from the Jayachamaraja Wadiyar Golf Club. And very fittingly, and I think this encapsulates Yuvraj's form and confidence, Agrima, all the way through. Look at that. I mean,
That chip in was, that was a statement made. And the birdie that followed that chip in, then it was pretty obvious that there was no catching him.
parade of talent from the PGTI in front of you. Sandhu getting a customary bath of cold water. Fortunate that it's not some carbonated and sugar-filled drink, which would have forced him straight into the showers after this. But we've had a lovely 4 days. I think the PGTI and the Mysuru Open and all of the associated sponsors, event sponsors, co-sponsors, and tour sponsors done a great job and put together this beautiful event. And the caravan will travel not very far, just across a few hundred kilometers or even less to Hosur and the Clover Greens course, which is seen a new lease of life, so to say. I think it was on the WPG tour schedule as well.
Yes,
recently.
we recently played there in July.
That's right.
And we're playing there again after these guys are done from Clover.
And look at that magnificent trophy there, a replica of the palace, the Mysore Palace, something that looks like it. And it's going to be yet another greenfield venue for the PGTI in the Zion Golf Club, where once again I think the women's tour also played a recent event.
Yes, we recently played there in July, Clover and Zion.
That's the first time I think they've actually. You were the first to play the 18.
We were the first to play the 18.
The back nine is just
newly made back
newly
nine.
made back
Yes.
nine. So you all have had a taste, and now it's the chance of the men.
Can I request all members and players to kindly join us outside next to the 18th green for the prize presentation ceremony, as we'll be beginning the prize presentation. We welcome you to the prize presentation ceremony of the Mysuru Open 2025. The second edition of the event was witness to some breathtaking action here at the pristine JWGC. The tournament was highlighted by standout performances by the likes of Yuvraj Sandhu, Jamal Hussain, Arjun Prasad, Karandeep Kochar, Om Prakash Chauhan, Hani Besoya, Manu Gandas, Michele Ortolani, Pukhraj Singh Gill, Viraj Madappa, to name a few. At the end, it was 4 days of domination that separated the champion from the rest. Now to begin proceedings, I'd like to invite here the prize presentation party, Mr. Sampachari, Tournament Director, PGTI, Dr. Abraham Thomas, President, JWGC, Mr. M.S. Yashwant, Captain, JWGC, Mr. Arjun Ranga, Managing Director, Cycle Pure Agarbatti, and Mr. Joseph Francis, Executive Director and CEO, Rishi FIBC Solutions Private Limited. To start off, I'd like to request Mr. Sampachari, Tournament Director, PGTI, to kindly say a few words.
Thank you very much, Nikhil. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Gentlemen on the dais, what a tournament we've had. But for you people, it would not have been possible. Thank you so much for your support in promoting professional golf out here. It's been a beautiful golf course, President, and your committee has done a fantastic job in giving us what we had today. Good scores are because of good golf courses, and just because we have had good scores, it doesn't mean the golf course is easy. It's just that the players have been playing extremely hard. You know, they've been practicing very, very hard, and they are really a talented bunch of professionals. We're just going to go on from here, strength to strength, and big hearty congratulations to Yuvraj, who won an amazing round of 31 under. Well done, Yuvraj. That's some kind of performance, although you couldn't bet it over the last couple of holes where we were pretty sure that you are going to do much better than what you did. Hats off. Nikhil, I think, just forgot to read 4 or 5 names on that list of 54 golfers who made the cut. He said everybody's played well. I think just 4 guys missed out in not having the names mentioned out here. Brilliant performances by everybody. And I must say that apart from the Greens Committee that did a fantastic job out here, we had a lot of help from the course staff who've done a fantastic job every morning. They've been giving us the golf course in excellent playing conditions. Bunkers, superb. Greens, very good. We had green speeds increasing day by day by day. It's just because of the weather that, you know, we couldn't get as fast as we wanted it. But it played the fastest today at about 9.8 on the stem meter. It just goes to show the hard work that they have done. Members of the club off the course have also been helped us. And I think a big thanks go to all the members who walked in as volunteers today, giving us the scoring of each and every team that was on the golf course today. That's something we don't get to see on the Indian tour. So it was very, very heartening to see that. And of course, again, thanks to the FNB, etc. Everything went off to a perfect tee, and we would definitely love to come back out here again and again. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I'd now request Dr. Abraham Thomas, President, JWGC, to kindly say a few words.
Thank you, Nikhil. Good afternoon. Dear golfers, you made this JWGC great by coming here and playing PGTI tournament. I thank each and every professional golfer, all 128, not in the 63 who made the cut, the best have done it. And I congratulate Yuvraj for really tearing open this golf course to that magnanimous score. I thank my sponsors for this Mysore tour, especially our local supporters from Rishi Fabric, Joseph, and Cycle Pure Agarbatti, Arjun Ranga. Thank you for supporting golf. Golf is coming up in a big way in Mysore. This is a platform where we have produced professional golfers. Our lady golfers are here. I saw both our professional lady golfers here. I thank each and every one. I thank each and every member of JWGC for supporting this event. And I invite PGTI for the following year so that we can have it in a bigger way. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for all your support. I'd now request Mr. Arjun Ranga, Managing Director, Cycle Pure Agarbatti, to kindly address the gathering.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಮೈಸೂರಿಗೆ ಬಂದಿರೋ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನಲ್ ಗಾಲ್ಫರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕ ಸ್ವಾಗತಗಳು ನನ್ನಿಂದ. So I just welcomed all of you in Canada, and it's extremely heartening. It's a dream for all of us golfers to see all of you professionals play the level at which you play. Thank you all for coming back to Mysore. We'd make sure it only gets better. And it's just not fair. Yeah. Somebody playing 31 under is just unbelievable. Aggregate of 8 under on each day is just phenomenal, man. Congratulations, Yuvraj. And overall, we had a wonderful last 4 days. I'm sure the quality of golf will only get better going forward. And I think one of our boys from Mysore made the cut. I think Prabhu made the cut. I think he deserves a big round of applause. He's one among us here. And Bobs as well made the cut. So congratulations, both of you. And I'm sure next time you guys come here from Mysore, we'll put up a better fight, and I'm sure we'll get a champion coming out of our course sooner than later. And as Cycle Pure Agarbatti, we will continue to support golf and continue to support everything Mysore. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you, PGTI.
Thank you for all your support, sir. We now move on to the announcement of the social media contest winner. And I would request Mr. M.S. Yashwant, Captain JWGC, to kindly present the check of rupees 10,000 for the best reel of the week by a PGTI professional to Dhruv Shoran. Dhruv Shoran, accompanied by Kshitij Naveed Kaul and Ronald Cooker. All three of them are Happy Gilmores, doing the Happy Gilmore. Going forward, we would really appreciate it if all the players participating in the social media contest also incorporate the sponsors through showcasing the branding at the tournament venue in their videos. Moving on to the runner-up prize, I would request Dr. Abraham Thomas to kindly do the honors by presenting the check to the runner-up. That is Jamal Hussain from Bangladesh with scores of 62, 65, 64 and 66 for a total of 23 under 257. He takes away a prize money check worth rupees 10 lakh. It's finally time to announce the winner, and I'd request Mr. Arjun Ranga and Mr. Joseph Francis to kindly jointly present the trophy and the check. You see that magnificent trophy? That trophy and the check to our winner. It's depicting the Mysore Palace, and our winning professional who takes it away is Yuvraj Sandhu with scores of 61, 65, 62 and 61 for a total of 31 under 249. Unprecedented 31 under 249. It's the lowest score we've ever seen on the PGTI, but however, unfortunately, it doesn't hold as a record as there was preferred lie in application through the week. He also will earn himself a prize money check worth rupees 15 lakh. It's his third title of the season and helps him consolidate his lead in the PGTI Order of Merit. And here comes the check for the winner to be signed by the sponsor now. There you go, Yuvraj Sandhu's third title. A huge victory margin of 8 strokes. True domination through the week. I hope the rain holds up for a few more minutes because it's time for the customary winner's speech. Yuvraj.
Good evening, guys. That's a sign everybody's happy, I guess. The gods are happy. Oh. Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me in this victory together. And to start with, I would like to thank JWGC, associate partners, our sponsors, everybody on the PGTI board, right here, Cycle, Agarbatti, Industrial Bank, and all the PGTI staff. I'm really, really grateful to all the members who showed up and volunteered through the week. I shouldn't be talking so much in this rain, but thank you so much for all the staff and the teams. My team, my family. I want to dedicate this win especially to two people. One is my grandmother, who I just lost recently, and Sonu. I don't know where is he. Sonu, agar idhar udhar hai to aaja. Aaja. We haven't won in 2 years, and we finally won. And this is for him. He's the man behind it. Thank you so much. Thank you. And I lost a bet to him and our TD today on the last hole. So I'm $2,000 down. And everybody back home, thank you so much for being my team. Gurbaz, Jesse sir, Lavish, my team, my mom and dad, Rabia, everybody. Thank you so much for believing in me and just pushing me to the limit so that I can push this score to the limit. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Yuvraj. I know you all are in a hurry, but this is the most important part. A big thank you to JWGC, Cycle Pure Agarbatti, Associate Partner, Rishi FIBC Solutions Private Limited, Associate Partner, Dr. Abraham Thomas, Mr. MS Yashwant, Mr. VG Achar, Secretary JWGC, Mr. Subramanya HC, Coast Chairman, Ms. Sonam Chuk, Tournament Chairperson, Mr. Somaya, Coast in Charge, Mr. Mallikarjun from the club for all his help, all players, referees and officials. Finally, our tour partners, Rolex, Amul, Indus Bank, Victoria's Choice, Campa, Amrutanjan Electro Plus, Golf Plus Monthly, Golf Design India, and ABP, and Waves OTT, Prasar Bharti. Thank you.